T minus 10 minutes.
Soldier boy, I lean to the left, they crack that thing now. I'm jocking on you, I'm jocking on you. If we get the fight, then I'm cocking, on you. Catch me at your local party, yes I crack it. I got me some
T minus 8 minutes.
Soldier boy, I been it. Why me crack it, why me roll? Why me crack that soldier boy, that Superman, that all I want me. You crack that soldier, why me? You crack that soldier, why me? You crack that soldier, why me? You crack that soldier, what? Soldier boy, I
minus 4 minutes. Minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Clicking spree. The Manatee. You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. TigerVision is brought to you in part by Conley Buick GMC, Arctic Air, Conley Subaru, 662 Customs, Everglades Palmetto, North River Prevention Partners, Garrett Richard, Clicking Spree, the Manatee County Fair, Coastal Mobile Screen, Minnesota Pools, Burton Trucking, and WB3, the Legacy of the Peak. Stay tuned, the Manatee County Fair pregame show is up next on TigerVision.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Because I don't want to ruin my game.
And vaping and sports just don't mix.
Because I care about my lungs.
Because it's more addictive than cigarettes.
Because getting suspended doesn't look good on college apps.
Because we don't know the long-term effects.
Because it's stupid. What's your reason?
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
Welcome to this special Thursday night live broadcast from Paradise. Tonight, Ken, you know, here we have the Manatee County Fairgrounds here, one of the most visited places here in Manatee County. I think over 300,000 visitors come to see the fair every year. And we're going to scroll the shot here, but I think it's quite fitting tonight as we're going to have the aerial drone sponsored by the Manatee County Fair, as their 2024 theme is Fun is in the air at the Manatee County Fair. So that kind of works, doesn't it, Ken?
Absolutely. A lot of great memories at the fair. They got a great crew over there. Danny Alfonso, the director, and always look forward to January when that's when the cold weather comes.
Yeah, January 11th through January 21st. Now you're working across the field here. You're headed north, and you're looking at our beautiful new stadium, baseball stadium, currently. And then as we scroll along here from our shot, you can see the beautiful, brand new Palmetto Tiger Field. Well, we thank the #1 fan base in the world, our TigerVision fans, for tuning into TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. Tonight, we want to say a special thanks to the School District of Manatee County as the hosting Palmetto Tigers play their first varsity game on the new surface here at Harley Stadium. The Sarasota Sailors have made that short trip north up Florida's beautiful West Coast, and we expect a great game tonight on this very balmy Thursday night. It's 86 degrees with a feels-like temperature of 95 here as we approach kickoff. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Mr. Ken Burton Jr., Troy Bellamy on the Arctic Air sideline, Tom Porter, our statistician, Mr. Steven Johnson in our Atlanta studio. With that, I'm going to turn over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Ken Burton Jr., and we'll talk about our keys to the game.
Yes, absolutely, Brian. First of all, welcome everybody. Exciting our 12th year doing TigerVision football, the new AstroTurf. If anybody cares, it's the Rhino Blend 46. You know, it's a blend of slit film and high microfilm fibers that combine durability and aesthetics. It's made to look like natural grass. So some colleges that use this kind of turf, McNeese State, which I think you know from the game. You watched them play last week. Well, across the field is the offensive line coach for the Sarasota Sailors is Thor Miller. Played on that turf when he played up at McNeese State. And then Central Michigan University, a guy named Bebe Hill played. He's now at FAU with some other Palmetto players. Has played on this kind of turf. And, of course, Manatee High has the same turf as well. So the JV opened up here last night with a 43-24 win to kind of christen the field. Just had a ceremony earlier that Trey will probably be talking about. The Tigers, Brian, are looking to avenge a surprising 16-7 loss last year. You know, the Sailors, Palmetto's kind of had their way with the Sailors. You know, we've had a lot of games with the running clock with them, but last year they put it on it, so they're looking to avenge that. Both of these teams were 4S Region 4 playoff teams last year. We lost in the first round. They beat Riverview, who beat us last week, and made it to the second round before Riverview beat them. And tonight's opening game here on TigerVision features two new head coaches. And in prior jobs last year, they actually faced each other.
And I want to review Sarasota. You know, they come into this game with a 0-3 record. The losses to Fort Meade, Manatee, and Booker. Now, don't get caught up in the wins and losses here. Sarasota has been playing some good teams, and they're blessed to have tonight big back Joe Ziegler that runs for 122 yards a game. Ziegler, to me, he reminds me of your Frank Gore yards after contact style. He's a thumper. I think he's listed at 5'10 and 210. He looks more like 225 to me. But he really is excited to face a Palmetto defense. Hang on to your shoes here. They gave up 363 yards rushing at 6.6 yards a carry just 6 days ago. Now, offensively, I'm not going to talk about the keys of offense. I think our offense looks great. New quarterback system. Air raid looked very good in that game.
Yes, he ought to be excited about running up against a defense that truly struggled. Talk about their new coach, Josh Phillips. He's been around this area for a while. Like I said, last year he was the defensive coordinator at Manatee. Year before, he was the offensive coordinator at BCS. He's also coached special teams and strength and conditioning. So he is a very well-rounded coach, very well educated, a Yale graduate, 2 master's degree, had a stint in NFL Europe, played for the Houston Texans in a camp, and then the Chicago Fire before the AFL. But how everybody knows him around here is he was the head of the FCA for Manatee County up until being named the head coach this past January, Brian. They struggled despite their stud running back. They struggled to move the ball against Manatee. They went down and scored early on, but they didn't do anything until late in the game when it was already out of reach. And then last week they only scored 3 points against Booker. Booker putting up nearly 500 yards and held Sarasota just to 27 yards rushing. So something has got to give tonight with these defenses.
And let's talk about the Palmetto Tigers. They have a 1-1 record. That first game versus Gibbs, Palmetto lost their first and second quarterback during the game, and were trailing by 26-10 there in the third quarter. You had some real heroics by Rock Lodge. We're going to talk about Rock a lot tonight. He is like the 5th leading in the state of Florida in our district class in the return game at 37.5 yards per kick. There were some big runs in the game, a great comeback effort led by the surprising number 3 quarterback, sophomore Dylan Wester. We know the name Wester.
Oh, yeah.
They are always going to be players. Who's listed as a returner, cornerback, and QB. Led the Tiger offense to a victory as the defense stiffened in the second half. And in that final quarter, they pitched a shutout there as Palmetto rallied to earn a 32-26 point win over Gibbs. Now let's talk about Riverview. Last game, Palmetto lost the track meet versus Riverview 52-42. This was the key to the game, Ken, as we look at it. Palmetto did not stop Riverview on any of the possessions. Not one punt forced in the game. I was totaling up the numbers, and it was pushing 80 plays there during the game without a stop. So Palmetto's defensive unit looked like they were scheming with a 3-4 defense, and I think the inexperienced and young linebacker crew was really not up to the task against a very powerful, strong Riverview Rams offensive line and running game.
Yes, Brian. The score, as close as it was, did not reflect the outcome. The Rams ran 80 plays, 8 possessions, 8 scores, 7 touchdowns and a field goal. Palmetto only ran 32 plays, outdone first downs 33-9. So the thing about that is, so you have a defense that's struggling, but when you've got a high octane offense that's scoring 42 points in 33 plays, guess what? The defense didn't get the rest all night. They had to be gassed by halftime the way this game was going. I had my grandson with me, Charlie. He's 12 years old, and he's only been to 2 Buccaneer preseason games, and he said, Grandpa, they don't know how to stop the Riverview Rams. And I go, this is what you call a track meet.
Now, if you look at the Palmetto Tigers going to take the field out there tonight, number 75 is a senior, 6'3", 287-pound offensive lineman, Marcus Smith. He looks great out there, along with the new quarterback for the Palmetto Tigers, very impressive, great QBR, Clayton Dees. He's 6'3", 185-pound senior quarterback. He's impressive. And then a name that everyone in Palmetto knows, number 10, Jacoby Morrell is out there. We know all those Morrells out there, and we say a shout-out to the Morrell family. And then 77, DeAndre Berry, 6'3", 285, center and long snapper. Interesting combination. And number 33 for the Tigers is Jamari Mays. He is a senior defensive back.
What I like about Clayton Dees, we saw him last year at Lakewood Ranch with Coach West when they gave Palmetto fits in a district game that we had to win. But watching him play, Brian, it looks like for him, with the way he plays, it looks like the game slows down, just the way he plays. But he's very much into the game and had a 130 quarterback rating last week in that game against Riverview, and they lose.
Wow. And so if you look at the captains out there on the field for the Sailors, you have number 1, the big back, Joe Ziegler Jr., 5'10", and underlisted here at 205. And then moving along, number 32, Hayden McSwain, a linebacker, 6'1", 190 pounds. Number 45, Brian Klingel, defensive line linebacker, 6'2", 200. He's everywhere on the field out there. And then number 73, Damian Diagrosa, the 5'10", 265-pound offensive line. Palmetto will receive the kick to start things off.
Keys to the game tonight, Brian. The Tigers need to find answers on defense, especially against the run, as you mentioned earlier. You can't give up 363 yards. So who is going to be the new Jameel Williams or the Jalen Wester? Somebody has to emerge. They need to sustain drives on offense. It was a quick strike offense, like we had said, against Riverview, and they came up from behind in the first game of the year. They can score just like that. Sustained drives will give the defense rest, and then, of course, continued success on special teams. We took some to the house, and, of course, with Brandon, we've got one of the best kickers in the state.
Yeah, we were looking before the game at the 42-yard line on this beautiful field. Rafael Gonzalez kicked one from there, which would be a 52-yarder, and it was at least 15 feet up on the uprights, plenty to spare. And Raphael has been perfect this year in punts and extra points and field goals. We've got a delay on the field. Troy, we wanted to talk to you about the ribbon cutting ceremony before we get started here.
What a great ceremony here. It's been a long time coming to get these renovations done. Had a chance to talk to Mayor Groover, had a chance to talk to the athletic director, Brian Wilkes, and they're very pleased with the condition of the field, the look of the field, and it should play well. We had a junior varsity game here last night, and it played very well. So.
Yeah, I heard that the call on that game was fantastic. Multi-talented Troy, I think he did you call that game last night?
I was on the PA system
there
last
you
night.
go. All right, so the Arctic Air replay and our sideline reporter tonight is Troy Bellamy, one of the best in the business. He's going to kick it at the sideline at the beginning. We may slide Tom Porter in, and then Troy will be taking the statistics from our Atlanta studios and Steven Johnson. Look at that wonderful tight shot there of our cameraman, Jason.
I mean, you're in the huddle. You're in the huddle here.
And one thing
hopefully we don't hear something it's not supposed to hear.
One thing you'll see on TigerVision, when you can actually read the labels.
Hey guys, I had to break in. I think I have Coach West here.
Let's
Wonderful.
go.
What a shot.
Hey, Coach, you're at home here, opening night, brand new field. What's the message to your team tonight?
Let's go out and play a good game of football. Let's go out in front of our fans and put on the show that they came here to see.
Last week was a pretty physical game. What is the condition of your players tonight? Are they ready to go?
It's going to be physical every week, but we just got to bring the physicality. We can't let them bring it to us. But we're ready for that. That's what we're here for.
Great job. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much, Troy. And the Arctic Air interview there with Coach Rashad West on the sidelines. I thank our great sponsor, Arctic Air. And we're preparing for the kickoff here. And we've got a great new sponsor, Hit Lab. Get a kick out of a training environment where you self-discover techniques and equipment to increase your hitting success. Hit Lab, located in Palmetto. So here, 12 on the clock, waiting for the officials to blow this one live. And we'll have leather to instep here and a soccer-style kicker. Very strong leg. You know, we've looked at him, number 17, Andrew Clayton, has a very powerful leg. And with Rockland Lodge back there, you want to put this one in the end zone for a touchdown. Get a kick out of throwing hard, hitting hard, and moving fast with Hit Lab, located in Palmetto.
Lodge has really stepped up his game this year.
They are looking right into the sunset. It's a very high pooch cat, very hard to field. Great play there. He's taking it up, and it's a good gain up to the 28. That was fielded by the up back there, and that's number 33, which is not on my roster.
Okay. Well,
Isaiah Jackson.
Isaiah Jackson. Thank you very much, Troy.
Anyway, it's obviously, after watching the Riverview film with our special teams, that probably not going to see the ball kicked deep to either one of our kick returners.
So here you go with the air raid offense, and you got three receivers out there on the left side of the formation. Clayton Dees with one in the backfield, one single out receiver out wide to the right. Clean snap. It's a running play. Running. It's a big play. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, all the way down. It looks like
Are they going to give it to him?
It looked like yes, it is a touchdown, and that is Jamari Parker, the junior, with a huge play to open this one up, Ken.
Yeah, and this is exactly how the Riverview game started out. Unfortunately, when they did a little quick pass to Rockland Lodge, and he took it to the house. This time we just chose to run the ball, so great start for the Tigers here as they get on the board. And what a great way to start with the turf field to score a touchdown in the first play.
It's a big play, 50.
Great replay.
40.
Yeah, check that out. Look at the speed by Jamari
I like
Parker.
the form. Look at that form running.
And he did
Get in, yeah.
have the ball across. Now the snap is good. The hold is good by Dylan McLean, and the kick is good. Rafael Gonzalez, the Palmetto Tigers take a 7-0 lead here with 11:39, and that's Brandon Gonzalez on the kick. I had a little toss back to
yes,
some of our great kickers of the past.
I know. And again, we talk about Robbie Stevenson and Brandon last week probably had one of the best onside kicks I have seen in a long time, and I texted Robbie, I go, how do you teach that, man? That was great, but great start here, great excitement. We got us a good crowd here, and let's see what the Tigers can do now with their biggest challenge tonight. And Coach Rashad, talking to him before the game, he confirmed it. We have got to play better defense tonight, especially against that run.
Franklin Crawford goes back there to return this one, and Brandon Gonzalez approaches the ball. Get a kick out of throwing hard, hitting hard, and moving fast with Hit Lab, located in Palmetto. There's the whistle. Brandon Gonzalez approaches the ball. Short approach, but a long driving kick near the cone out there, and it's going to be a touchback. So Brandon Gonzalez continues with a lot of touchbacks. That is great news in high school football.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you've got a kicker that can kick it 60 yards, you have a weapon, especially around in the 9-4-1, because we've talked to they've got a lot of great talented, especially in the skilled positions that can take it to the house, and that's how you can change a game, just lickety-split with a kick return for a score. So Sarasota offense has struggled of late. They played well against Manatee, but let's see how they start here, only getting 3 points last week against Booker. We think they're going to give it to the big back. Let's see what happens, Brian.
Michael Bedover goes back there, and he fakes the handoff, throws a slant there, and a really nice play off of RPO, second option. That goes for a 9-yard pickup on the play. So, well, they're going to give him the first down on the spot. Well, now they're changing things up again.
He hasn't moved it
we
down
were right.
yet.
Okay, so it was a 9-yard gain, 11:21 on the clock here.
But a safe call there. I think a great call. We thought they would run. I still think that's going to come, but it puts them in a second and short, which now really opens the playbook.
So Big Joe Ziegler is back there in the backfield. Three receivers out on the right side of the formation. Bring Nathan Wells in motion, hand the ball off to Joe Ziegler, runs for a nice gain on the play, first down, ball spotted at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, nice 7-yard gain. They're picking right up where Riverview left off. The one thing about the Rams, watching them last week, Brian, their quarterback was a physical specimen as well, and besides their backs putting it to us, he reminded me like of Tim Tebow back with the Gators, converting on third downs.
Yeah, looking at out there, number 13, the quarterback. That's Johnny Squateria, man.
Yeah, yes, Manatee days, yes.
Yeah, he's grown, and he looks a lot bigger than before. He hands the ball off there and driving forward for a gain of about 3 yards is Big Joe Ziegler.
They've been splitting quarterbacks. Squintera, who we saw, he was one of 10 quarterbacks that transferred in the 941 area code this past year. He's coming in 9 of 17 for just 99 yards and a 96 rating. So not bad. He definitely knows the Tigers.
He knows the Tigers. Now it's 2nd and 6 here. Squateria's in the backfield with Big Ziegler back there in the backfield. 3 receivers out there in the formation. He looks to throw this time, all day to throw. Has a receiver in the middle field and flies him. Ball was thrown just a little far and to the outside.
Yes, Brian, and I think looked like the receiver might have stopped if he'd have kept on running. Now, he's running with that sun right square in his eyes, and if you're up driving in the morning, that's what he actually ran into. It was probably very difficult to see that ball, so we'll just chalk it up to that. But if he'd have kept stride, he could have banged his head up against the goalpost on that one.
Yeah, number 2, Mullet, Jackson Mullet had cleared the secondary there. He is a 165-pound, obviously a speed merchant. Now this time Squateri rolls his right, throws, and it's nearly picked off. Evan Stanzel coming out of there, out of his linebacker position, in really good shape, unable to reel that one in.
Oh, he just, it's looked like he had been watching some film. Possibly the first 3 and out since the Riverview game for the Tigers here, but Stansel watching the replay here, watch him jump this route. Oh,
nearly picked off.
Gets his, he might have the sun in his eyes, could have been a pick 6. Let's see what the Sailors do.
Now, on the clock here, it is 4th and 7. It says 3rd and 7 on the score clock here. Fourth down on the marker. I believe it's 4th down. So bringing on a punting situation.
So first stop for the Tigers.
And Andrew Clayton will go back there, the senior, to kick this one away.
Good old Rock Lodge in the back. Let's see if they kick the ball away from him, Brian.
Rock Lodge is looking into a very tough sun right now. If you look, the shadow,
it's right there.
His shadow goes directly all the way into the end zone, so it is right in his
20
face.
yards, 20 yards worth of a shadow.
Good pass rush. They roughed the kicker.
That's coming back.
And so there, Rock Lodge picks it off, tries to shake a tackle, and he's going to be down at the 20. But back there where the punter kicked that one away, it looks like we had a roughing the punter.
Yeah, that'll be a first down. When you go after the ball, you want to be 5 yards. You want to count 5 yards in front of the punter because that's where he's going to be dropping it, and the ball's going to be lifted into the air. But our defender, if we can watch the replay, went right at him. So they're going to be a learning moment here on the sidelines here.
And so on your Arctic Air replay here, we'll cue that one
There we
up
go.
here.
Watch him. Bam. He just went right into him. Yeah, you want to come in at an angle, and he came straight in after him.
And, as Rick Wells, if he was with us here tonight, he would love to play. Rick goes for punt blocks every time.
Oh, yeah. See, I forgot about that. You are so right.
So now the Sarasota Sailors have great field position here, starting out on the 46-yard line. Squateri's in the backfield with Ziegler back there. And he hands it off. A little jump cut back in the backfield. This time the Palmetto Tigers did a nice job. Host of Tigers tackling, finally wrapping things up. Or Autry Walker cleaning things up. But really, 2 or 3 of Tigers across the line.
Yeah, great. That's a good sign for the Tigers here. That was last year's game from what I remember us doing the game. Ziegler and the other running back that transferred to Bayshore High were our thorn in the side all night, and that's how the Sailors beat us. But seems like they've got a nice scheme so far to isolate him and try to take him out of the game.
And really nice play by number 60, Cameron Kennedy. A little undersized in height, but very explosive off the ball there. Really shut that play down. 2nd and 11 here for the Sailors. Ball's rolled back to the quarterback. Squateri is rolling to his right. Nowhere to throw. Throws it out of bounds past the marker. Now, you're not going to see an intentional grounding on that one in high school football. They have changed the rule once he's outside the tackle box. Before, last year or 2 years ago, it didn't matter if you were outside the tackle box or not, but that rule has been changed.
Yes, but he waited till he was outside and threw it away. He knew exactly what to do, and it was a busted play it had no chance.
So that brings up a 3rd and 11. A very run-heavy offense here, but one to look out for here is number 11, Nathan Wells. Nice 6'2", 220-pound tight end. This time Squateri steps up, and he gets it out there to the back, makes a great catch, and he's going to be tackled on the first down at the 29-yard line, and that was Jackson Mullet.
Yeah, the Sailors are taking advantage of the unfortunate roughing the punter penalty with second life here. And this is exactly what they did in the Manatee game. They just marched right down the field, took care of, made some conversions, and took a 7-0 lead. And it was a little shocker, but they're doing the same thing here against the Tigers so far.
Johnny Squateria can really throw the ball on the run. Remember, his brother Anthony could do the same. This time he hands the ball off to Ziegler, and pretty good penetration there. Actually diving across the line at first. There's that number 60 again to mess everything up, and that's Cameron Kennedy. Really doing some great, getting a lot of great penetration.
I know Matt Brazelton took it to heart personally, the way the defensive line played last week, and he said they worked extra hard with the offensive line to get them ready for tonight's game.
2nd and 9. Jackson Mullet is out here wide to the left along. Ziegler gets the ball middle of the field, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of just doing what Riverview did. Slow, methodical drives here, working the clock, and 3 yards in a cloud of dust, you're always going to get a first down, and they're right where they want to be, and if they don't get it, they're at least in field goal range.
Yeah, it's a 3rd and 5. I thought he rolled over the top of a Tiger defender and able to get him another couple yards there, but it's 3rd and 5 here for Sarasota.
Look for that tight end you were talking about.
Ball on the 23. And there's a false start there, and that's Nathan Wells. He was going out into his route.
That's exactly right. He knows we have some really skilled defensive backs. So he wants to get a little head start on him. So I'll just jump a split second early, but not that much, Brian. So now it goes from a 3rd and manageable to a 3rd and long, and that limits your playbook here. So let's see what they do here. Maybe it's a water timeout, or are they taking a timeout here?
So that is official timeout for a water break.
Perfect timing for the Sailors to talk this over.
Regroup a little bit, recover, and I'll tell you, when he came out of his break there, I love to look at the X's and O's of the game. When Nathan Wells, he jumped outside, the DB had outside leverage, and he was going to run that sideline post route.
Yes.
In between the cover two, the DB did such a great job with outside leverage against a fade, but I think what he had there was coming back to that post, and he just was too excited. He probably felt.
And he's watched film with our guys, and this is going to be a tough one here.
Yeah, so now.
These guys faster than me. Big play.
Squitieri out of the shotgun. He looks. Middle of the field, rolls out, keeps his head up the field, got a receiver out there wide open. He's at the 10-yard line, down to the 3-yard line, and that is number 16 there, which is Julian Condi.
So it looked like we had a spy on the quarterback that a linebacker was watching, and it picked him up. But right at the line of scrimmage, he spotted number 16 wide open there. I don't know, broken coverage or whatever, but 10 yards, they convert to chains. They're knocking at the door. 1st and goal here, Brian.
Yeah, which you'll see with Caton Dees later in the game for the Tigers. Both of these quarterbacks can scramble. They can gain yardage with their feet, but they both keep their eyes up, and if that receiver opens up later in the play, they're able to connect. Just a good play by Squitieri.
Yeah, and it keeps an opening drive alive here, and knocking at the door, and to tie this game up.
So now the Sailors have 1st and goal at the 5 from the Asa Power red zone, knocking on the door here. Asa Power has been one of the long-term sponsors of TigerVision.
Yes, they have. Thank you.
Palmetto people, and just a great company.
They've had some football players come through,
and they have done a lot of work for my family. They know the company that's Asa Power. They did my this or they did my that. Did some work over on a home on 4th Street over there, and I can tell you they do great work.
Very fortunate to have them. Thank you very much.
Now they like it when the Palmetto Tigers are in the red zone, but now Sarasota knocking on the door. 1st and goal from the 5.
Looks like a heavy offense there.
Jackson Mullet out here wide to the left. They're really putting 9 in the box here are the Tigers, trying to stop that run. This time it goes, and there's a great play, number 21. And Palmetto with a great play. Troy, my roster that I got from Max Prep did not have a 21 on the roster. I'm sorry.
I think that's actually number 24.
Okay, so that's Paul Moore.
Paul Moore, the sophomore
Okay, thank you, Troy.
Made a great play there. Like you said, there's a lot of bodies right there in a small radius of AstroTurf, and jumps up and shoots the gap and makes a great play. Looks like they're coming with a heavy formation again. Might see more of the same here.
2nd and goal from the 5.
Look at that shot.
Big offensive lineman in the backfield providing protection. Squitieri rolls. He's got all day. Now he tries to bounce it outside. Closing hard there, and Squitieri's going to be very close, but he's going to be out of bounds just short of the end zone.
Yeah, he actually got the ball on the pylon, but I think it looks like it's way over on the other field, but it looks like his foot was probably what they're calling out, or some part of his body.
Well, with the Arctic Air replay here, we probably had a better look, assuredly had a better look than we did up here in the press box. But ball was marked
at the 1.
Just inside the 2, so it's just outside.
Here we go.
There's Squitieri looks to the middle of the
nobody
field.
Open.
And
nobody
then he
open.
Runs, scrambles to the right. Looks like he's going to get there, but really good hustle. He stepped out of bounds.
Right at the 1, yes.
Yeah, and now Squitieri gets it, running hard forward, driving touchdown, Sailors. So with 4 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock, the Sailors now trail this one 7-6.
So kudos to the Sailors for Palmetto striking with their fast break offense to score quickly 7-0, to methodically bring the ball down the field, chew up 6, 7, 8 minutes here on the clock, and to match us. We got us a ball game here tonight, Brian.
Unfortunately, from last week where Palmetto had 88 possessions with a stop, you get the roughing the punter. So
that was the key of the drive.
That trend continues here.
Yes.
It's pushing near 100.
They got him off the field, and then we got him back on the field.
Good rush there, but great snap. The kick is up and good. And that was a good spot by Johnny Squitieri. And the kicker was Andrew Clayton that drove the extra point through. You know, speaking of kicks, you know, we're talking one of our new sponsors, the Hit Lab.
Yes, you were telling me about them.
That is a fun place to go.
Tell me about them.
Oh, you know how you have those golf things where they show you how far you've hit a ball by the mat simulation?
Yeah.
Well, they've got an entire baseball field out there. They got the machines out there. And these are guys, you know, Corey is out there leading this, and along with Ryan Willis and Corey.
Ryan Willis, I know Ryan Willis, yeah.
Oh, the Willis guys all play baseball.
Oh, yeah. But Ryan was a great softball player. I played many years with him, yes.
I don't think I could get in there and hit very much. I think my brother could, but
David could, yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a fun environment, and you develop your skills. So the Hit Lab, we appreciate our new sponsor here, and get a kick out of throwing hard, hitting hard, and moving fast with Hit Lab, located in Palmetto.
And I'm sure there's baseball people watching football here tonight. So
yes.
what a perfect segue, you know. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
And so here is the kick.
Let's see if they kick it away from Lodge again. Or Magwood.
Andrew Clayton with a very high kick, and that is awesome. Mashed 8 yards deep in the end zone, touchback. How do you stop a dynamic kick returner, Ken?
Just do exactly like these two kickers are doing here. You just crank it, just hit it hard, and all you got to do is kick it 60 yards and take them out of the ball game.
So here with 4:17 on the clock, Palmetto offense, you know, which I have been very impressed with, Ken. You know, last year you had Adonis Moise. He's playing at IMG National. You had Noon Kaleng, 6'4", sub-4, 440 time. Gone. You know, Callaway, gone.
Yes.
Rockland Lodge, the only one remaining. But the other receivers have been phenomenal, and they absolutely have grasped this offense.
Yes.
I
think Palmetto's always going to be competitive like that.
This time he throws it out there, needs to get it blocked, didn't
That's
get it.
Wester.
That's Wester, and he struggles forward for a gain of about 1.5 on the play. Give him 2 yards on the play.
That's the play they opened up last week to Rockland Lodge, and he took it 83 yards on the very first play of the game. And this Wester kid is very capable of doing that as well. He's probably the most balanced athlete running the ball and catching the ball as far as yardage on the team so far, and he's just a sophomore.
Now he's in the slot. see, and he's uncovered out here in the slot. This time, Dees rips another pass over there.
Face
mask.
There it is.
It was a gain of about 2.5 yards. Face mask. That's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
And that's Lodge on that one. Yeah, they're going to add 15 to that. So they moved the chains. Looking for a sustained drive here. Beat some clock.
Very impressed with Clayton Dees. He's got great feet, but when he's throwing these routes, one critical thing when you're running that, teams start dropping 8 in coverage and to defend against an air raid offense, you can't throw a 5-yard pass that's too hot and too high on your receivers, and you end up with interceptions.
Yes.
That's one thing, because it's like if you see a 12-yard cushion out there, Coach West offense and his quarterback, they're just gonna grab that 4 to 5 yard completion.
Yes, they
on
are.
first down.
Take what they give you. Yes.
But you gotta catch the ball.
And as the way they were playing last week, I would be playing 12 yards off the ball.
Yeah,
they were scary last week.
So over here, wide to the right, we have a handoff this time, and that one's going to go for no gain, and that was Devon Thomas in the backfield. Flags are now coming up. A helmet was torn off of number 71 for the Tigers. Jacob Stewart there. His helmet was pulled off of him there, so we'll see how this one shakes out.
Thomas comes in as the Tigers' leading rusher with 170 yards and not a bad 6.3 yard average. They struggled last week running the ball, but when you only run 32 plays and score 42 points, you really didn't need to run that much.
So they're looking that one over. And so
going back against the Tigers.
Might be an offsetting because, you get your helmet ripped off. It's probably one of those where they're going to yo-yo that thing and come back to right where they started. Let's see.
Guys, it looks like it's going to be offensive.
Yeah.
Personal foul.
Okay.
They always catch the retaliation. They never catch the first one.
Sure, yes.
It's hard to be an offensive tackle, and you're all strapped up in there in that heavy mask to get that to have the helmet pop off without a little assistance, Troy. Just saying. First down and 25 for the Tigers here. So what do you do here, Troy? Some type of screen? What do you do?
The screen has worked very well. Our offense is very explosive. We just want to get our guys in space. What we've seen is penalties and young plays that are pushing us back, but our offense has been very strong this year. We'll see what we got.
There's the draw to Devon Thomas. Big gain on the play. Gets a block. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. Thomas running down the block. Got another block out there. And he's at the 15, 10, 5, and down to the 1 yard line. They don't give it to him, Troy. How about that?
A little short, I think, just a little bit.
They call Devon the mouse, but I tell you what, he's playing like a lion right now.
I'll tell you what, the last 10 yards there, he showed some real toughness on that play.
Rockland Lodge threw 2 great blocks there to keep him going. But if we get the replay here, you could see there was wide open space as soon as they did the draw. But there it is.
There it is, big back in for the score.
And like you said, Troy, they can score at any time. This is a high-octane offense.
Exactly. It's just the penalties again have put us behind the 8 ball, and hopefully we'll correct that in the second half or for the rest of this game.
Great run by Jamari Parker there. So he gets the glory with a 1 yard gain, but really that one, you have to tip your hat.
Well, he just got his average for the game, yeah. He was coming in with 85 yards a game. He's probably there. Look at that great
Dylan
shot.
McClain back there to hold.
Look at that great shot
DeAndre
there.
Berry to snap. Gonzalez with a kick. It's up, and it is perfect.
Kick is good.
So the Palmetto Tigers, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, lead this one 14-7.
Riverview put 52 up against us last week. The question now, can Sarasota keep up with the Tigers? If they can have some long sustained drives here and slow and keep us from having the ball. I think that's the key. But from the Manatee game, as soon as they went down and scored, they struggled. They could not do anything. They hung with Manatee, but eventually Manatee just wore them down. So let's see how this game plays out. let's see if the Tigers can respond here with some with the defense, and they have made their adjustments. I just love these drone shots.
These are great.
These are just awesome.
The Manatee County Fair aerial shot here tonight. That is a beautiful look. Brandon Gonzalez.
He might kick the ball, hit the drone.
Get a kick out of crushing the ball with our great sponsor, Hit Lab.
Thank you, sponsors here. As you're going across the crawl there.
Lori Moffitt, got to be
number one fan.
Number one TigerVision fan out there.
Yes, she's very dedicated. Thank you.
Brandon Gonzalez, a very long delay here. I could have said a lot of great things about the sponsor, but I dropped the ball. Here he comes. He's approaching the ball. Short approach. Very short approach. Line drive, headed for that sideline again. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty on the Tigers.
So that'll get them on the 30, 40-yard line. Forget, it's 25 yards from where they kick it or something like that.
Yeah, the ball went out at about the 2-yard line. And so
it's so many yards from where you kick it off. So they might get it on the 35 or so.
I'd say 35.
Unfortunate for Brandon because it was like out on the 2-yard line.
We're sorting this one out. Well, you know you can't set it at 20 when you kick it out of bounds. So they're crawling up the sideline here. That's a long-time crew here at Palmetto High. You know, and they're good. They're going to get it right for us, and it's going to be at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
Yeah.
30 yards from where you kick it off.
Well, let's call it the
25 yards from where you kick it off.
There it is. So it's
okay. So let's see what the Tigers can do here.
Defensively, Sarasota looks like Squateri's still out there. They do a reverse. It's out there to Jackson Mullet, looking for the sideline and tackled after a nice pickup of 8 on the play.
Love the play call. Something we haven't seen, and if you can get 8, 9 yards again on the first down, and you're trying to have ball control, you're playing right into your game plan here.
A great job, really, by the left D end for the Tigers, Jacoby Morrell. A lot of times they'll get caught up in there, run with the linebackers in the middle of the field, and then that play goes for 40, 50 yards.
Yes.
So, but a big 9-yard pickup for the Sailors. Squateri sends a receiver over the slot back in motion. This time, a very solid run right at the first down. They're going to give it to him there. So Ziegler with a 2-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, he was close. It could go either way, but it looks like
tackle by number 10 on that play.
Like he's going to.
So with a minute,
yes, he got it.
Minute and 51 remaining here in the first quarter. The Palmetto Tigers with a 14-7 lead, but the Sailors on a very nice looking drive here.
So watch him here, just right. Just got the ball right to the marker there.
Heavy formation here, toss to the left. They turn him inside initially. Good job there. Who'd we get over there, Troy, to make that tackle? Great
That's
play.
Paul Moore again.
Paul
the
Moore.
sophomore. He's doing a good job at linebacker.
Yes, he did. He played that well. He kept his. He stayed in his lane there and played that to perfection.
And Paul Moore.
That's how you slow him down. You got to get him behind the chains here.
You know, I got a height and he's only a sophomore, so probably undersized, not listed here on the roster.
Yeah, they're all undersized. He's probably about 5'11", and they're maybe 170 pounds, 165 pounds, but he's tough. He's double tough. He's a thumper at linebacker.
Yeah,
he's got a big heart for sure.
He plays with tremendous leverage. You can see that live. Squateri throws it out there, incomplete pass. Really, you can see what they're setting up there sequentially. You have that look, and then you've got kind of a post corner over here with Jackson Mullet out there. Did you see that action on the play?
Yes.
So you set that up, get the tight coverage, and then you throw a post corner out there to the boundary.
Yeah, unfortunately, he threw it a little short, but Tigers got them right where they want them with a 3rd and about 13, 12 here, and let's see if they can get their 3 and out.
normally this would be pass only, but when you have a dynamic back like that, but Palmetto Tigers have 4 across the line, lots in the box. That's great. Throw a little screen pass out there to Ziegler, and very nice tackle by Stansel. Great play, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Sailors.
You also had your defensive tackle, number 60, flowing to the ball. He did a great job of getting there off his block and getting to that screen. That's tough to do.
You know, Troy, that tonight, you know, we've mentioned him several times here tonight. Cameron Kennedy is having a heck of a game. 5'9", 250.
Yeah, real undersized, but he is a technician. The coaches love him. He works hard every day. There are a lot of guys who are a little bit bigger than him, but nobody as technical as him, so he's doing a great job.
You can go a long way with just being technical into the quarter.
And at the end of the first quarter, the Palmetto Tigers have a 14-7 lead over the Sailors. I've just been joined in the press box by my grandson Oxford and Diane Barnador. Look at that beautiful sunset. You know, when they show up, you can't help but have a beautiful sunset on the horizon.
Looks like you might got a new color guy here, Brian.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
So tell me, what was actually the name of the award? It was you were the #1 stream in the streaming awards. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Great concert
Florida, a beautiful, and that's what we have to deal with.
Oh,
so, you know, you might get distracted and start looking for the green flash, but we got a football game here to call from the area shot.
Where's that green flash?
11:50, Palmetto Tigers with a 14-7 lead and the ball. Clayton Dees back there has 2 receivers to both sides of the formation. Hands the ball off to the back, driving forward. Thomas.
Hold that thing close.
For about a 5-yard gain.
So like a flag there at the end, Brian. Not sure.
Troy, we may have a holding call. What did you see down there?
It looks like a holding call against our right guard. He did a great job of driving his man, but he didn't let go. He drove his man downfield, but he didn't let go of the jersey. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty for holding.
You know, the Tigers have not had too many penalties based on the stats that are provided. And kudos to, you know, we talk about this high-octane offense and scoring 100-yard dash offense here, but offensive line is off to a great start this season.
This is it's a big, experienced offensive line.
And that was perfect. That was 2 yards down the field. They moved it back, so a spot foul. That was a perfect spot. A lot of times you'll see high school referees not get that one right, but this time is a encroachment against the Sailors.
Yeah, it looks like the right end trying to get a jump start on our left tackle got caught in the so we're basically at about a 1st and 7, 1st and 8 here.
And that's a nice size DN. Bradford Stow, 6'3", 215 pounds, prototypical defensive end. They throw a little slip screen behind that.
Hold on.
Oh, and very loose with the ball. Got very fortunate to get away with that. And was that Mac? No, that was Thomas.
Thomas, yeah, you better hold that ball. I know they're going to be. Hey, hold on. Put that thing in there a little closer.
11-4 on the clock, 2nd and 7.
Rex Hannaford could get away with that when we were playing basketball, or they would slap the ball with him and the ball wouldn't move, and we would just laugh at those people. They weren't going to move it.
Oh, there's another whistle. Looks like we had a little discontinuity.
I jinxed him here.
Another false start.
I jinxed him. Talked about the lack of penalties, and now we're getting them.
Yeah, Rex Hannaford, he's listening out there. I was about 220 and 6'4". I remember putting my hand on that ball, and he picked me off the ground.
I tried slapping it. He would just put it in front of you, and it wouldn't move, and it's just like he grinned at me like, what do you think you're doing?
That's how you want these ball carriers to carry the ball here at Palmetto. It's 2nd now and 14. Clayton Dees, handoff again. This time wrapping that ball up, Thomas with a carry.
Positive yards, but they're coming. They're starting to get a little more difficult. You're not going to get 85 yards every time as they got somebody down for the Sailors, but going to make this manageable for 3rd down. They're sticking with the run game here. Just a simple dive and letting him do his thing. Took an awkward hit there at the end, but we got a Sailor down.
I didn't pick up a number on that.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
I can't quite see a number either from here. But he is moving. Number 55.
Hopefully just a cramp.
So 55 is Cutter Johnson. He's listed as defensive lineman, 5'10", 225 junior out there. And that's the scrum. That's the thing. That's why you're not allowed. There was no chop block, but, another player fell into the side of his leg there during the stop. Tough break for the Sailors. And that D-line has been very good, very stingy tonight.
Yeah, they played Manatee tough up into the 3rd quarter. It could have been anybody's game there. Like we talked about Josh Phillips, they're going to be well coached, and he's very versatile as a coach.
And
he's coming out on the field to check on his guy.
And with us, Manatee County people, Palmetto people, we have nothing bad to say about Sarasota High School because we have the great ones that graduated from there. Troy Bellamy and my mother.
Some Bartadar.
Yes, my mother. So
class we got of 85.
Mom was a little bit ahead of you there, Troy.
And we've done a lot of games down at Eyrig Field, and we've said it I don't know how many times. Troy too, how well they treat us when we've done away games down there. It's not just one time. That's over these 12 years. We've made many of visits to Cleveland Stadium there, and they take care of you there.
Now we have a 3rd and 8 on the play. Clayton Dees looking over. He's got Devon Thomas with him back there in the backfield. Look for Rockland Lodge.
Yeah, it's time for
right
Lodge.
Here. Now he looks, steps up, very mobile as Dees, tries to shake a defender, and he is run out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
It's going to be about a 4th and 2 here. It's interesting to see what the Tigers do.
They're going to look at that film again. Damari Magwood was wide open. He's a speedster, and the guy guarding him was in press coverage. And had Clayton had a clean pocket, I think we would have seen some more explosiveness.
Magwood, I believe, scored on a kickoff return last week.
He scored 2 touchdowns, a kickoff and a
he is explosive.
And that spot was looking at the replay there was about a yard short of where he stepped out of bounds. But the Palmetto Tigers,
they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it here. Devon Thomas driving for it. He's not going to make it.
He's going to be short.
So that'll
be
a
close.
Turnover on downs. And Sarasota football. Great stop by the Sarasota defense.
So kudos to the Sailors. They win the chess match on that. Still a good call. Just they had it well played there. And so now the Tigers are going to have to step up again on defense with a short field.
The difference from last year's group, you see Devon was doing some jump cutting there, waiting to hit the little gap and go. And when last year with a Kyrie Marshall, it's a north and south 220-pounder thumping his way across the line. See that right there, stopping, starting, Those kind of runs go for big plays, but not on 4.5 yard or 4th and a yard.
Especially when the box is loaded down like that, yes.
Squinteri hands it off to Ziegler. There's a flag on the play. Looks like we may have had false start or an illegal shift on the play. What'd you see, Troy?
It looks like an illegal shift against the offense. There was a guy moving along the line, and so two players moving at the same time.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
So, what we're seeing tonight, the Arctic Air replays and the Arctic Air sideline reporter sponsored by Arctic Air. He seems to be having a really good show tonight. Is there a change in the formation here? Oh, that's right. Tom Porter was supposed to be here earlier.
Yes.
Now we take it 9:07 in the second quarter. Sarasota breaks the huddle. It'll be 1st and 15. Throws a little slant. Good tackle out there, but nice gain on the play. And so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Little play action there. What I like about this whole experience is, the defense was just destroyed last week against the Rams. That hey guys, we still have faith in you here. You guys got to stop them. So it's yet to be done here, but let's see what happens. What were you going to say, Troy?
Starting a lot of young guys, sophomores. This is their first varsity snap.
Yeah. They're holding their own.
In the defensive backfield.
Fakes a handoff to Ziegler. Great fake. Really good job of the Palmetto defensive lineman showing great foot speed there, but Squinteri steps out of bounds just past the marker there. That brings up a 1st down, Sarasota.
Yes, Squinteri had to really work for that one. And if that defensive lineman there, that's when you put in your huddle to show how versatile you are running east and west like that. That'll look good when the college coaches go out there and look at that. And when the other team's scouting you, hey, you've got to watch out for that dude there. He made him earn it.
8:05 on the clock, and Tom Porter probably on his drive in, sending me text messages.
Is he going to make an appearance?
So he heard that. So now Squinteri hands the ball off. Ziegler looking for a hole. Really good play by the defensive line. Morell at first and cleaned up there by Stanzel.
Yeah, Stanzel got to finish him off, but the defensive line pretty much made that happen and forced him into Stanzel where he could just close him off. Just a short game here. They got their backs against the wall here as they're getting close to the red zone.
We'll call it a 2nd and long 7. Now we're trembling with anticipation for our statistics come in from
Atlanta,
Stephen Johnson in our Atlanta studio. Squinteri has Big Ziegler in the backfield with him, 2 receivers out wide. Wells in motion, hands the ball off. Big run on the play, carries very close to the marker.
Looks like he's just a little short. It's going to be 3rd and. What do you think? Less than a yard?
Yeah, I'd say about 6 inches. No, about a yard.
Yeah. They're going quick.
There. Going fast. Wells in motion. Handed off to nice play and really great play. Is that Morell again?
Yep, that's Jacoby Morell.
Wow, that was a great play.
Morell just shut that down. Running back there had a little bit of a chance to get it, but the momentum from Morell prevented that. So.
And that is something you don't see often. A big thumping 210-pound back like that. Get driven backwards.
How much does Morell weigh?
Yeah, Jacoby's a good 260 himself.
Good hit on the play.
Let's see if we can do it again.
4th and a little over 1 yard. Trying to draw those Tigers off sides initially. Wells goes in motion across the formation right to left. They fake the handoff, throw the little slant behind there. Big hit, but a completed pass and a 1st down.
Again, a nice play call there. They used to play similar on a quick slant to start the game to get a 9-yard gain. Everybody in the stadium thought they were going to give it to the big back and just run that simple slant there. And by the time they hit him, it was already too late. They covered it well.
It was great. I'm looking for Jackson Mullet out there. They threw it underneath to Chris Espinal for the first down, number 9.
Yeah, I haven't used him.
Oh, nice jump cut there, and very nice running there. Breaks a tackle or two, drives forward, and he's going to be very close, but short of the goal line. The Sarasota Sailors have reached this Ace of Power red zone.
Yeah, watching this replay, apparently not. Ziegler breaks a couple. There he is, breaking a couple of tackles, just falling short. Great second effort. He was smelling that brand new artificial black and red and white turf in the end zone.
Now this
wanted to stand on that tee, scoring that touchdown.
First and goal from the 1, and now we have a water break.
And so the timing of this is going to hopefully, probably for the Tigers, an advantage. Like what can we do here we got 4 downs to try to stop them, and Sarasota's just going to give it to their back. So we'll have to find out what's going to happen here.
Look at that!
Oh, look at that shot, the pylon shot there. That's a new one. That's a new one. I know they were working on it.
Troy, we're getting the look in the TigerVision production
brand new press
trailer
box.
out
There's
there.
Chad waving high. So we can get Jordan to turn around.
There
he is. There he is. They are the masterminds of making all this stuff work.
There's nobody else in media that's doing this.
They
you
put
got to give
this
these
together.
guys their kudos, man.
You look at that trailer. They did this with their own 2 hands. I'm telling you.
And that does nothing
from the designs to the layouts to the technology, and we just get to come here and talk football and do the easy part.
5:29 on the clock. First and goal here in the Ace of Power red zone. Sarasota Sailors knocking on the door. Go ahead and jump off sides if you're the Tigers. Squitieri keeps it with a quarterback keep. He's in for a cakewalk of a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he was the only. I think he's the only one. Him and the center are the only ones knew when he was going to hike the ball there.
Troy, I saw the touchdown there, and we absolutely could see it from the monitor here. We do have a better vantage, but I saw your beard was coming in pretty good during the delay on the call there.
Yes.
Look at this here. I think, again, the center and the quarterback, the only two that know what's going on.
What's the delay here? And this is not slow motion, folks.
Nope.
He's in there by.
Yeah. It looked like the left guard may have been in on it too, just trying to find a little spot there to hop through, but got in real easy.
Talented kicker is going to kick this one away. Andrew Clayton. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. You know, the kickers tonight.
Yeah.
For both teams this is very impressive. This is like
very.
And Troy, looking at one thing you see in high school games, the snaps, like a long snap is 0.80 or faster is what you're looking for. You're seeing some high quality special teams play here tonight.
No doubt about it. I mean, we definitely have an advantage with Robbie Stevenson, but the operation that's going on is very clean for both teams. And as you can see, as you might have seen before the game, as they're warming up, that both of these kickers have huge legs, and they are doing a great job in the kicking game. And that is the third part, the third strand of what a successful team has to have. You have to have a strong kicking game from your long snapper to the holder to your kicker.
Well said there, Troy. And I think the way this game is going, that's what it's going to come down to tonight. It's going to maybe come down to one of these 2 kickers, the way this game's going.
So it's locked up here, 14-14, 5:15 in the second quarter. Get a kick out of training environment where you will self-discover techniques and equipment to increase your hitting success. Hit Lab, located in Palmetto.
Both of these.
Andrew Clayton.
These kick returners are dangerous.
Nice approach, drive.
Squibbing it.
And there's going to be a return on this one. Oh,
there
look out.
Go.
At the 40, 50. Oh, great play
I'm telling
by
you.
Andrew Clayton.
That was Wester.
Yeah.
That's a horse.
What a great! I didn't.
Was that Troy? Was that a horse collar?
It looked like a horse collar to me. That's the only way he could have caught him because Wester was out of there. That was great speed. I've had Wester for 3 years at the middle school. I didn't know he was that fast.
Well, we've seen Magwood, we've seen Lodge, and now we've seen Wester. I mean, they are just loaded with speed. Watch this return. Watch these jets.
And I wanted to call that Damari Magwood, so that's why I had the delay in that because I'm
Right
thinking
there.
that's got to be Mag right there.
Right there, 25-yard line. He hit that fourth gear, and he is off to the races, and he's holding on for dear life, and Tigers got a short field.
So the Palmetto Tigers, the ball was spotted at the 27-yard line.
We're already in field goal range.
Changing things up here for the Tigers. Coming onto the field, number 80. Clayton Dees out of a shotgun look. Looks Parker in the backfield. He pitches it to him. Oh, got a nice block out there. Turns the corner for about a 6-yard gain. Clock winds here. 5 even on the clock.
That's the first time I've seen them actually run a little option there. That was pretty impressive there.
So that here in the second quarter, the clock that I'm looking at says 4:51 on it. Palmetto Tigers driving here just outside of the ASA Power Red Zone. Clayton Dees throws a nice fade out there, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
I think they're going to illegal shift.
Yeah.
Our guys looked like they had gotten set. They
receivers?
Yes, the receivers on the left side. They had come to the line and asked the official if they were okay. They both shifted back away from, I guess maybe they were offsides, and then Clayton called for the snap, but I thought they were set. I didn't see that as an illegal shift, but if the Whitecap saw it differently.
So they went forward as they were talking.
They went backward. They moved back.
So they might have had them for illegal formation, not having
they didn't
seven.
have enough on the
didn't
line
have
of scrimmage.
7 across on the line of scrimmage. That's the only thing I can say. Yeah, illegal formation. Great call. Good help. Thank you very much for that Arctic Air sideline report. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. 4:29 on the clock. Dees looks, throws a slant.
Ooh, we had him.
And he had Rockland Lodge across there. Ball was thrown a little bit high. And great job. Incomplete pass. Was that Wester that went across there, Troy?
Second.
Was that Wester that went across there?
Yeah, it looked like Wester went on the short cross, and Rockland had the post.
Right.
The middle was open, but
he had his hand up.
Just a little hot on that one.
So we'll see what adjustments they make here. Got 3 on the left side.
This is probably going to be a screen to Rockland here.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Big cushions out there on the left side of the formation. DN on the right side's coming in hot. Needs to get a block.
A lot of room.
Big wheels. Wow, is he fast. Out of bounds at the 15-yard lines. There you see the mobility of Clayton Dees. For anybody that was questioning after the injury in the first game, if he still got that ability, he showed some jets on that one, Troy.
He did a great job. Very smart. Got out of bounds. Saw he could get the first down. Got as much as he could.
There was nobody within 15 yards of him except number 32 there, and he's well past the first down marker there.
There's also an unsportsmanlike against Sarasota, so half the distance of the goal. It'll make us first and goal, looks like it.
And that most certainly will have us in the ASA Power Red Zone here, Troy.
I have a celebrity down here on the sidelines. This is what happens at the Palmetto High games. You have celebrities. I've got Tom Porter with us here.
Oh my goodness! Tom Porter is in the hizzle. That's fabulous.
Works for the sheriff, doesn't he?
I'm not going to let the guys get it too much.
Major?
This is too pretty down here.
We're going to swap it out.
Don't get the field dirty out there.
Yeah, we're going to swap it out so we can bring Troy to the press box as we talk about statistics. We'll get some talent up here and leave it as is down there. Now this time Clayton Dees looks at it, throws it out there to Wester, breaks the tackle, and then drives forward to about the 5-yard line. So it's going to be second and goal from the 5.
Yeah, just playing numbers there, getting to your guys in space. Little screen, that's what Rockland Lodge took 80-something yards last week, and say inch closer to the goal line.
So 2nd and goal. Ball is spotted at the 6. Parker is in the backfield. And driving forward is Parker. Bounces out. Jump cut twice. Lunges for the end zone, but he's going to be just short. Didn't get a very favorable spot on that one. He's going to be brought down at the 3.
It looks like he was right on the cusp of crossing the goal line, and he just started sliding to the left like he wasn't moving north and south. So we get a chance to watch it again, maybe.
Troy Bellamy trying to get Tom hooked down on the sideline as the Palmetto Tigers drive here. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Straight ahead.
Fakes it, and there is an easy touchdown for Clayton Dees on the keeper.
Offensive line had complete control of that one and made it a nice, easy run as the Tigers respond, which was jump-started by the 60-70-yard kickoff return by Wester to put the Tigers on a short field for the easy score.
And, you've seen Clayton Dees. He's been excellent executing all these fakes. After the handoff, he fakes a pass, and he showed his mobility on that one first down scramble. So very good series there for Clayton Dees.
Great, nice short drive, eats some clock
Barry
up.
snaps the hold, and the kick is up and good. So, Ken, here with 3:29 on the clock, the Palmetto Tigers take a 21-14 lead.
So the way this game is going, as we get a good shot of Clayton there celebrating with his players, will the Sailors be able to respond? Last week, the Tigers were struggling to keep up with Riverview, but they stayed in the game. They were never really out of it. Let's see if Sarasota can do the same here with their sustained drives here with the offense.
So 3:29 on the clock here for the Palmetto Tigers.
So
21-14 lead.
You could watch this game at Hungry Howie's tonight, Jack's Sports, Godson's Pizza, and there might have been another spot. So you don't have to actually be at home. There's places around Manatee County where you can watch TigerVision. So thank you, hosts out there, for playing the game in your restaurant for us tonight.
3:29 on the clock, and Brandon Gonzalez is going to kick this one off. And our new sponsor, Hit Lab. The kicks keep coming tonight, and the hits keep coming with Hit Lab.
Oh, we're kicking off from the
so there was a celebration penalty on the score. So that's going to back the Palmetto Tigers up here. They're going to kick the ball off from the 20. Now, this is a time where Brandon Gonzalez needs to take that long approach and see how far he can drive that
kick
football.
Kick it as far as you can. Even as you're looking at the field, pick a side, pick one of the number lanes, or go right down the middle of the field as you're looking at this shot, and squib that thing real hard just to allow your gunners to get down the field here and cover.
Brandon Gonzalez drives this one, a very nice kick, very hard, down to the 15-yard line. Oh, big hit, and the tackle he rolls forward. Let's see the spots at the 44-yard line.
So the penalty definitely, they covered it well. They just were so far, they were back playing like in what the USFL was doing, having them kick off from the 20-yard line. Which is asking a high school kid to kick it 80 yards is not going to happen. This kid may be able to do that one day, but so now the Sailors with great field position here to start their drive to try to match the Tigers score for score as we're getting close to the end of the first half.
Squatteri's going to line up in sort of a pistol formation. He's got big Joe Ziegler in the backfield. Sends Wells in motion. Fakes the handoff. Now Squatteri keeps it running to the left-hand side of the formation. Got a big first down. Big hit on the sideline. That's clean because he was in bounds. And so that goes for a first down and it's going to stop the clock here. I thought we started this with 3:09 on the clock.
Now we're at 309.
Okay, so.
But again, and kudos here to the Sailors. That's the first time we've seen Squirteri take a run like that. They've always come up with something different on first down to start their drives, and they continue to do so with this series.
Brings Wells across the formation. This time we're going to throw a tunnel screen back there, and that one's go over there to Jackson Mullet. Great play over there. No can do. Loss of about 3 on the play.
Tigers for Johnny on the spot there. Now Palmetto can run that play and score touchdowns with, as we've seen already this year. Sarasota didn't do too well that time.
He made that tackle look easy, boys.
Again, a 24. Paul Moore again with the play. We've been calling Paul Moore's number quite a bit tonight. Squirteri hands it off to Ziegler this time. Palmetto Tigers all over it. Host of Tigers. Call them out, Troy. Who we got down there on that one?
Got Cam Kennedy again on that play. He's been playing well all night.
And really, at this point, the clock is winding. 2:11 on the clock. 2:08 on the clock now. Sarasota approaches the ball third and about 14.5 yards. 3 receivers out to the left side of the formation. Ziegler back to block. Palmetto Tigers getting there. Got away from a little bit of a grab over there. And Squirteri hustles for the first down, steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 1:45 on the clock.
Yeah, the thing was the Tigers looked like they had the receivers covered, but it looks like they had their lanes covered, but he was still able to, with his speed, get outside and move the chains. Thought the Tigers would get a shot, with a 2-minute drill to see if they could go down and get a score before halftime, but Squirteri has other plans, and great job there on a 3rd and long to keep this drive going.
Not just moving the chains to stop the clock. He steps out of bounds, so heads-up play by Squirteri.
Again, you got a young set of linebackers. These are their first 2 or 3 varsity games. Got a little bit confused on the drop back to their zones.
Squirteri fakes the handoff, rolls to the left. Boy, he's getting chased this time. Unable to connect, and that's just phenomenal speed out there. Was that Paul Moore again?
Paul Moore again.
Good gracious, what speed. Paul Moore, I don't have his weight listed here, but you could see.
He destroyed that play.
Wow.
There was no way, the way he was staying on that quarterback, that pass was going to be completed.
And that's well inside the red zone on the completion if Squirteri is able to square his shoulders. And those Squirteris can throw on the run.
They can throw it, but not that time.
Too much to ask is another great play by Paul
This
Moore.
defense is young, but they're only going to get better because they're young.
Got kind of a stack formation over here with Wells. Moves over from the right side of the formation to the left. Now they hand the ball off to Ziegler, and no sirree. Palmetto Tigers stay home this time. Big loss on the play. Clock continues to wind. Sarasota may be looking for a timeout here.
That's Palmetto took that timeout.
Yeah, they want to get this ball back before the end of the half, and quarterback looked like he was going to pass, but the defensive line said no go. Nice play there.
One thing,
43.
Tom, now that you got that figured out, I thought maybe somebody had handed you a Rubik's Cube with the equipment there, but now that you've got that figured out.
Tom and technology, that should be a whole segment on the show.
There's only one guy that's worse than you, and that would be me.
I'm looking at Coach West over here. He's been doing his best Jerry Tarkanian chewing on that towel. I don't know. Did he do that last?
Yes, he did. Yeah. I was watching him at the game. I go, he is chewing on that towel. We'll have to talk to him about that.
I know if he had a toothache. I saw Bradley Hume down here on the fence. Maybe we need to get him over here and take a look at them teeth.
Or Bradley's looking for another customer.
Yes. Send him down there. 3rd and 13.
Give him his card. Come see me.
1:28 on the clock. Now here's the counter.
Pickup.
Here's the counter side to that. If Palmetto takes time out here, you've got an extremely strong-legged kicker. If you can get a 5-6 yard gain out of there, he has the ability to make a 45, 50-yard field goal. And in high school football, if he's able to get the ball in the end zone,
it comes to the 20.
It comes to the 20.
It's like a freebie. It's
So
like a free play.
Tom, I'm sure these all things that you were running through your mind there as you were trying to figure out where the on-button switch was. Now Squirteri is in the backfield. He looks, throws a screen pass out there, slip screen. Missed tackle. Ziegler runs, and he is in for 6. So to your point, Tom, absolutely good call on the timeout there.
Again, the Tigers were there defensively. They just missing tackles, and as Troy said, they're young. And okay, I get it now. But as time progresses, they will learn from this and get better. But not taking anything away from Ziegler, he is a great back, and he is a load to get down. And 195 is. They're not telling the truth on that.
I think there was a reason he had 1,400 yards rushing last year, right, Ken?
And they gave us fits last year. We couldn't stop them last year.
Guys, I'm new to the broadcast, but I'm assuming Squateri's the brother of the Squateri from Manatee from a couple years ago?
He was at Manatee last year.
Oh, this is the same Squateri, okay.
Yeah, but there was another one, yes.
Yeah, Anthony was the brother.
Yes.
And the Squateris, they move around a bit, but they're with 21-21 with a minute and 15 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter.
Squateri was one of 10 941 quarterbacks that transferred schools just in that one position. We did 18 schools that day. 10 quarterbacks from those schools moved their quarterbacks around. So that's the world we live in here. So the one thing that Sailors did, they scored too quick here. Tigers are going to get the ball back. They got to kick to our guys. That's a scary thing. So anything can happen in this last 75 seconds, guys.
Yeah, I think that's why Coach West called that timeout to see if he can give us an opportunity to go down and score before halftime because we have to kick off.
Yes,
but
good point.
Like you said, hopefully we'll get an opportunity to try and be aggressive here and score before halftime so that we don't get off schedule.
So with a minute and 15, as a Tiger, you hope that this kick goes in the end zone. You can start out with a fresh clock with a minute and 15 at the 20-yard line, start your 2-minute offense. You got 2 timeouts in your pocket still, and plenty of time on the clock with high school football with the first down.
We're just going to run this back, Brian. Don't worry about it.
Well, they might just kick it out of bounds and take their chances. We'll see what they do.
Driving, low kick.
Going out of bounds. No, he's going to run it.
Oh, he ran it out of bounds. He went out of bounds.
Oh, well.
And so he goes out of bounds, stops the clock at the 20, so it was a two-second pickup on the play.
And kudos to the kicker there. When you're that close, you got to get that ball because you just don't know how it's going to bounce. Especially on this new turf, it takes a crazy bounce, and then you have to go back and chase it. Then you're going to be having to go 90 yards to try to score here. But so yeah, the good part, Brian, as you said, only 2 ticks off the clock here because it happened real quick. So let's see what this high-octane offense can do here with 1:13 left.
Yeah, Andrew Clayton perfectly placed that ball. It was going to kind of ride
very
there.
Strategic.
And it would be interesting to see that 2 seconds net gain. Ball starts at the 20 anyway. And wouldn't it be ironic if the Tigers
and you're looking at this picture here, the middle of the field deep is open. They are just 15 yards off the ball.
Dees look, he hands the ball off on the draw. Very nice play. Thomas is running down the sideline. He's got a crease. He's at the 50, 40. He's at the 30, 20, 10. Goodbye. Thomas with 6.
Brian, I thought, why isn't he running out of bounds? No, I think I'll just run for a touchdown. I'll just go 80 yards, and I think we might have scored too quick, guys. They're going to give them the ball back with at least a minute left here.
Well, I don't even think that they're not as explosive offensively as we are, but I knew that was a good call by Coach West. Despite giving up the touchdown, we knew we'd have time to come out and take the lead and stay on schedule with the possessions going into the half.
Yeah, good point.
Just in. All right, you take a handoff from a dead stop with a minute 12. You run about 20 yards.
You're supposed to run out of bounds.
Toward the sidelines. Then 80 yards up the sidelines. That's 100 yards.
Kudos to the receivers, too, the receivers coach. Yeah. Great blocking there.
Gonzalez drives this one through. Great snap there by Berry. Hold there is by Dylan McClain.
Yeah, when you get runs like that, that means your wide receivers are down the field blocking. Now, there wasn't anybody back there, so they had them blocked, but kudos to Coach Shaq Harris getting those guys ready. We know they can score at any given moment. But there, yeah, you can see them about there. They're blocking down the field, and he just he's running at a different gear than the rest of them there. But kudos to the block, to the wide receivers and Shaq again for the blocking.
Fellas, that's the perfect example of a coach calling a play. And if that's stuffed at the goal line, everybody home's yelling, "Why are you running the ball? We should be throwing the ball."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's the exact scenario, you know?
Yeah,
well,
actually, with this offense, it's very effective. He's run a lot of those 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 draws out of that same formation where you're not expecting that. And look at the results of that play. 58 seconds on the clock. He drives this one to
out of bounds,
the goal line. So that's going to be a touchback. And the Sailors will have this one 1st and 10 from the 20 with 58 seconds on the clock.
So the bad thing about this, as I've shared earlier, at some point the defense needs to get a rest. And they struggled last week. And when you turn around and score so quick, you're gassed. They're going to be gassed by the end of the 3rd quarter if they keep this pace up. I never realized this till I watched Carson Newman play in a track meet game like this in the playoffs where there was 120 points. Brian Bembry coming off the field just fainting. Because they were exhausted.
At least it's cool tonight, Ken. 1st and 10
85
on the 20.
degrees.
This time he throws it out there. Nice catch on the play. Gains 1st down. That's going to stop the clock while they move the marker. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line.
So can the Tigers on this last drive slow down the Sailors and stay on pace, like you said, Troy?
That young secondary is giving up a lot of plays here.
But
very young secondary.
You do get – sometimes they're in the wrong place at the right time in a young secondary like this. It'd be a perfect time to get a pick six. This time Terry takes it, steps out of bounds after a big gain on the play. 34 seconds on the clock. Ball is spotted about the 48-yard line.
The one thing I do see about the defense, they're in the right position. It's just a matter of time with the practice and the game speed, learning the field here, that they're going to figure it out. I'm just very hopeful from what I'm seeing.
We got spoiled watching Jalen Wester diagnose plays before they happen.
Yes. Jameel Williams, yes.
This time Scuteri looks, throws an out route, steps out of bounds after completion of about 8 yards on the play. And that time hauling that one in is number 8 there, which is John Ford III.
That was part of the keys to the game I was talking about, Troy. Who's going to be the next Jalen Wester and Jameel Williams to be the leader on this defense?
That's a good question. I think we got a couple years before we find that out.
Well, those guys were doing well early.
Scuteri looks for the long ball down the sideline. Got a man out there. Good coverage there. Was that Bodden out there? Appeared to be number 5 for the Tigers.
Colton Davis. Was that 5 or 6?
Yeah, it's Colton Davis, I believe, out there. And Colton Davis is shown.
He's getting some interest.
Not only in coverage, he comes up and plays a lot of. He looks like a linebacker in the way that he'll come up in an 8-man front and attack quarterbacks and blitz.
Comes from good stock, All-American father. Florida Gator.
It's always good.
That.
Yeah.
Reggie Davis.
Yes.
That's his baby boy.
Some good genes there. Oh, yes.
I always forget. Was Reggie 37 or 22? I think he was 37 at Florida.
That's right. Southeast High School.
All right, so this time Scuteri looks things over. 2nd and 15. Throws the long ball out there. Great defense over there. Oh, no.
What?
That looked like perfect position. Defensive back was Colton Davis.
Again.
Good inside position, and, you're allowed to do that generally. So that's a tough call against the Tigers here. 17 seconds on the clock.
I was shocked at the play call that they went after again after he covered him so well.
I'd like to see that replay, boys. That did not look like holding at all.
Well, they haven't showed it to us yet, but maybe we'll get a shot here. It was the exact same play, same coverage. He was right there on him.
That's where luckily,
it's only like a 10, 15.
Luckily, we're all so clean here. We don't have any hot mic exposure here. I did notice that Troy's microphone did go to silence after that play, but 17 seconds.
Oh goodness! Oh my goodness!
Okay, the replay. All right, so an impartial jury up here in the press box, not including ourselves.
Anyway, let's get back on what sport. 17 seconds. Sarasota still has to go 45 yards. So they have, according to TigerVision here, 2 timeouts. So Tigers have got to keep everything in front of them. What else do they need to do? Keep them inbounds. If they get a first down, the clock stops.
Solid tackle, no face masking where you could continue the play.
They can throw the ball to the middle of the field because they have the timeouts to use.
But you want to come up, make a tackle. You want to get a face mask or a horse collar.
Strip fumble or something.
Squitieri looks to the middle, throws a little slant in there.
They're going to get down.
Good job. They're going to get down.
Stall it.
That's,
now they call the timeout.
11 seconds on the clock as the completion is made.
So now we have to watch, 35. They're on the cusp of field. They're going to try a field goal regardless if they do not lose yardage here. So they're already there. So now they've got probably 2 down territory here to possibly go throw for a touchdown, or do you think they
I think they
just throw it deep?
I think you throw it barely in front of the marker there, hope for a penalty. Then you've got a field goal. You've got a kicker that can easily kick a 42-yard field goal.
He's on the cusp right now. They're on the 40. They're on the 30. Yeah, he's on the cusp of his
if they throw it down
52 yards.
Yeah, if they throw it down to the 26, just short of the marker is what I'm saying. And then you pick
they're going to kick a field goal unless they lose yardage right now.
So, and then, of course, Porter is on the sideline hoping it's guaranteeing a block kick because the trajectory of the kick is going to be lower on the longer field goal. So 11 seconds here. Sarasota
He's thinking
driving here. Palmetto Tigers with a 28-11 lead.
Sorry, I was on Facebook.
Multitasking. I'm
trying
jealous.
to check out all the other scores from Thursday
Mr.
Night Football.
Mr. Technology.
From the 35, Squitieri looks. He sends Wells over there. Little motion, goes back to the left-hand side for protection. Squitieri rolls, throws it to the sideline over there. And that's what I was calling for over there, and that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, unfortunately they didn't complete it, so now do you play for a field goal? I think you do. If I was the Tigers, I'm going to make sure my safeties are deep. Again, don't get anything behind you. Keep it all in front of you, and no penalties here.
So from here, with no gain, 52 from here with an incomplete pass that occurs within 6 seconds. So
yeah, they're gonna and they've got their TigerVision says 2 timeouts. So they're just gonna have to they got to remember to get the ball down if they want a shot at a field goal thrown in the middle of the field.
So here they go. Squitieri, he looks, throws it down the middle.
Got it.
Receiver catches the ball. Very clean tackle over there. 2 seconds on the clock. Now you're going to have time for the field goal.
Yeah, he got out of bounds, so they didn't have to use the timeout. The scoreboard says 1, so it's going to be a very manageable field goal here.
And they've got a timeout in the pocket anyway, so that's going to be it from there.
They're going to, they can use a timeout just to remind their line to block and get big.
Now, the ball was completed at the – where did he go out of bounds?
They're about 15-yard line. So you're looking
he's at the 15-yard line.
32-yard field goal here.
What are they saying now?
You can remind your line about what their technique is to do on the block. Don't let anybody get through, especially the middle. Push the guys on the outside. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and make it a 28-24 halftime game. Tigers get the ball second half. Or you could do a fake.
Yeah, which
I think with this kicker, you take the points.
Yeah,
you're in a game like this, and as we have shared, the three of us, and including Tom, it may come down to the kick. It may come down to this kick being the difference in the game.
You make this kick, you open up with the ball at the second half.
Yes,
right, because the Tigers
get the 2-for-1 deal, right. 2 scores in a row, as Troy was talking about earlier. Yeah, you take the points. Left-footed. So on the left hash is placed to his advantage.
Squitieri will
about
hold
31.
Excellent snap. Kick is up. drawing, and it is good. Andrew Clayton, as the buzzer sounds, with 3 points, brings the Sailors to 24, trailing at halftime to the Palmetto Tigers 28-24, but we'll get the ball to start the second half.
They get the ball.
They get the ball to start.
Yeah, they get the ball.
They will get the ball to start the second half.
Yes.
Last week, Palmetto gave up a touchdown going into the half, and instead of being down 7, they were down 14. So this is a good turnabout here. I hope that it looks like they're learning. Again, this is a learning process for a lot of these guys who are playing their second or third varsity game. So this is a really good experience. Good film for them.
A lot of long faces on this Tiger team, and the coaches have to walking off, and obviously leaving with a 4-point lead, but obviously they're not very happy with that.
You think about the offense in 6 quarters.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Because I don't want to ruin my game.
And vaping and sports just don't mix.
Because I care about my lungs.
Because it's more addictive than cigarettes.
Because getting suspended doesn't look good on college apps.
Because we don't know the long-term effects.
Because it's stupid. What's your reason?
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Okay.
Let's give a big round of applause for Palmetto High Junior Cheerleader. to acknowledge our scoreboard sponsors, Pokies, Gulf Coast Parts, Speed King Signs, Arctic Air Services, Mary Law Group, and Minnesota Flooring. Palmetto Athletics says thank you.
The 42-yard line, great return.
Yeah, an excellent wedge there that was set up. Again, as I said earlier, Josh Phillips has been an OC. He's been a DC. He's coached special team. He's been in charge of the weightlifting and the training. He's a coach that can do it all, and that was a very well executed kickoff return, straight up the middle with your wedge, and to give the Sailors great field position in a close game here to start second half, Brian.
So number 4, Franklin Crawford, with a great return there, puts the Sailors in great field position here at their own 44-yard line. Squinteri hands the ball off, driving forward, and that's the big back, Joe Ziegler, gain of about 3 on the play. The thing about Ziegler is the game goes along. Yeah, you got a close game.
Yes.
These 1s and 2s and 3s start turning into 7s and 9s and 14s.
Have you guys noticed?
He's down. He's down.
So he's down.
He might. It's probably just a cramp. Yeah, it's called running downhill. I think of Mike Allstott and back in the Buccaneers, watching those highlights on YouTube. It is a joy to watch those things. How he would just abuse people, and we're headed for that. We are headed for that if we don't figure out how to stop it.
Looks like he's pretty fatigued. Maybe a hydration problem out there. Joe Ziegler, the 5'10". Listed at 205, probably a little thicker than that. Arctic Air sideline replay comes
see if
up
we
here.
Can pick
see
something
what
up.
happened.
Yeah, I mean, he came in rested. I mean, they had their break, and just a simple run there. It didn't look like he took a shot anywhere, or
a little bit of a hip on the ground, maybe a hip pointer,
yeah.
or maybe a forearm down on the ground. You know, he had earlier.
He got up.
First game of the year, he had a little bit of a forearm injury in that game. Man, look at the size of Ziegler.
He's walking off those. Yeah, they got big thighs there.
Hoss, man.
Talking about sizes, take a look at the left guard and the left tackle. The left tackle looks to be about 6'5", and the left guard looks to be about 5'2". That is the oddest combination on one side of the offensive line I've ever seen.
Left guard.
That's true. Your left guard is a puller.
The tackle passes the eyeball test.
The left tackle is huge. Michael Bendover in motion. It's double pass.
Trick play.
He's looking.
Watch the quarterback.
Rolling.
Watch the quarterback.
Big hit. And he's going to go down for a loss of 9 on the play. And that's Parker back there playing a little defense. Who do we have back there on the tackle there,
That
Tom?
was 43. 43.
Yeah. Oh, 43. That's Caleb Matalau with the tackle.
He has made several big plays tonight on that defense, and watch him there just pursue. Bam.
Bang.
I believe he's a transfer from Braden and Christian. Isn't that right, guys? Matalau?
He was probably playing.
We did have a Matalau that played here at Palmetto years ago. Must have been a cousin or brother.
But he could have been a transfer.
Could have been a transfer from Braden River. 3rd and 19 on the play. Squinteri. Wells in motion again. Squinteri looks at middle field. He throws a slip screen out there and was dropped by Ziegler. But Palmetto defense was in pretty good shape. But 3 blockers out in front. If he's able to shake that tackle, would have gone for the first down.
Yeah, there was a lot of things on that play. We got a good rush, forced the quarterback, if we watch it again here, forced him to hurry it just a bit, and then the running back just came back in, who was a little fatigued or whatever, took his eyes off the ball. But, Brian, as you said, he caught it. Everything in front of him there, blockers and open field, would have easily moved the chains.
But Paul Moore out there did a good job fighting with the blocker. Paul Moore again.
Yes, and you
turned
called
the
his
play,
name.
Turned the play inside. You know, so Paul Moore was having a great. Boy, that's a slow snap.
Snapped it over his head.
And that is a decent looking kick, and Lodge is going to let that one bounce. And it's going to roll and roll on this turf, and it's going to roll all the way
15
to
yards.
the
We just
16-yard line.
We just lost 15 yards. Watching the Manatee Sarasota game, both teams made sure they fair caught every punt, and especially now as we're going to see the other Manatee high schools move to the turf, it's going to be an everyday thing. The balls are going to bounce better on this turf. In favor for the kickers.
I was scouting the first game that Sarasota played this year, and there was a 71-yard punt in that game from the same type of situation.
Yeah.
You know, ball lands on the turf at about the 26-yard line.
Catch that bounce just right.
Rolls all the way to the 1.
It'll roll forever on this turf.
Now we have Clayton Dees Now he rolls to his right, keeps his eyes down the field. Receiver
open.
squats, and then he's going down at the 13. And really, the receivers didn't really work back to the ball on that one. Clayton Dees bought a lot of times, takes a sack, and the sack is only a 4-yard sack here, brings up a 2nd and 14.
Yeah, you can watch on the replay here. You can see Wester blocking downfield, but he lets him go and releases. But Clayton didn't see him, and he's got four defenders he's trying to worry about. There's no way he could have been able to see him. But like you said, just a 4-yard loss here. So let's see if the Tigers can respond.
Ball at the 14-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 14. 8:15 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers, 3 receivers out to the left side formation, 1 single out here to the right. This time they hand the ball off. It's Thomas driving forward. Good run on the play. Gain of about 6. Tackled by number 45 on the play, and that was Brian Klingel, the 6'2", 200-pound linebacker.
So that'll make it for this offense a 3rd and 8, which is manageable, or 2-down territory, the way they can get up and down the field. So let's see what the Tigers call.
Devon Thomas, they fake the handoff, then they throw a little tunnel screen, and nobody home on that one. Sniffed out very well by the Sarasota defense.
And that's the first time Rockland Lodge gets into the game, and of course, they have probably figured out a game plan. They probably took 2 whole days to figure a game plan out. How are we going to stop Lodge? And they played that one to perfection. They had 4 guys on him right there, nowhere to go.
Brings up a punting situation for Brandon Gonzalez. He's going to punt this one from the 19-yard line, and we've seen Brandon hit some 50-yard punts.
He punted well despite scoring 42 last week. They had to punt a few times, and he punted very well. He's picked right back off from last season, and again, expecting great things from him this season.
Sarasota Sailors going to bring a lot of pressure on this one. Parker runs out to the field, late substitution here for the Tigers.
You got to watch. You don't need to get a penalty here. There we go. Now
Brandon Gonzalez is going to fire this one away. DeAndre Berry with the snap. Good snap back there. Gonzalez barely gets that one off. It's a high kick, but it's got some reverse English on it. And it's going to bounce and roll and roll and roll. Fortuitous roll there down to the 48 yards. So Sarasota start the ball from their own 48-yard line.
So it went from a 20-yard punt to about a 35-yard punt because of a very nice rolls. Again, just run up there, waving your hand so the whole world can see it and catch the thing, and they would have had the ball on the 40-yard line. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
6:26 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. One thing, the old-timers were more skilled at doing. I guess it was a stronger discipline. You had to field the ball to not give up the additional 15 to 20 yards. That's something even on the grass fields, and now with the turf fields, you're talking about 25, 26 yards on the roll.
And over the course of a game, it could be 100 yards you're giving away in field position, which in a close game could turn out to be the difference.
And you've got 2 teams with great, as we've talked about, special teams plays exceptional with these 2 teams tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what you would like to see as a Palmetto Tiger fan is you'd like to see that defensive team stand up and get some stops, able to do so on the first possession in the second half.
Second half, yes.
And so here, Sarasota, that Palmetto D has to be tired. They've been out there a long time tonight, but Sarasota's out there with 2 receivers out there on the right. Wells is out there in the H-back formation to the left, and Squateri is back there, going to probably hand this one off to big Joe Ziegler Jr. Fakes it, and he throws a slant behind it, and that is your RPO option 2 for a gain of about 8.
And again, a different kind of first play. We've seen that at the first play of the game where they run that quick slant. They're looking for a play to get good first down yardage, so they have a 2nd and short to open up the playbook and establish the drive so that they can stay in the game here.
5:53 on the clock. Sailors open this up with two receivers out here to the left side formation. Slot back over there along with a tight end looking formation, and then they've got Ziegler in the backfield. Palmetto in a 4-3 look, rolling it up. Ziegler rolls to his left, throws across the body, easy completion there, and that is Wells, number 80, and that's the younger Wells, which is Scott Wells, the sophomore tight end, great size, 6'2", 185.
Yeah, he doesn't look that big on the field, but if he's sophomore, he'll fill out by the time he's a senior. Yeah, just a simple out route there. Quarterback throwing against his body completes the play. They didn't need much for the first down. Move the chains, keep the clock going.
And his brother, Nathan Wells, probably brother, is 6'2" and a half, 220.
Yeah, so that's where he'll be when he's a senior, most likely, if they're related.
So he goes across the formation. Ziegler trying to cut it outside, bounces in. A really solid play there by Van Trez Yarn. Van Trez Yarn is a story in himself. He had 6 tackles coming into this. Is recovered an onside kick. It was a big play.
Oh, yes.
Forces fumbles.
Yes.
He's just he can be a terror back there in the defensive backfield for those Tigers.
Lots of upside there.
2nd 7. Wells in motion again. Fake it. They throw it out there. This is a bubble screen this time. Tried to get a block and tackled out there just a yard short of the marker is Chris Espinel.
Get up, Colton. Davis. Looks like he's. Yeah. He broke on the inside and then had to run him down on the outside. Let's take a look at this.
Colton involved.
Why? So he's playing on the inside there. No, yeah, he gets around him, but he's able to make the tackle and look clean there.
Yeah, looking.
Yeah,
thinking about this weekend, big game coming up. Dad was a pretty good player, number 37 for the Florida.
Yes, he was. Southeast.
Reggie Davis, right?
Yes.
Very good DB.
He's got a lot of people looking at him.
Yeah, he plays a lot bigger than his size, and if you saw the 2-pass defense on the sideline over there, looked pretty good. I think he's going to be okay, Ken.
Yeah, and he's just a 11th grader, so lots of opportunity there to upside, and glad he's going to be all right.
2nd 3, 4 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And really tonight, just a ground and pound, physical, tough, hot environment. Just if you like tough football games, you got it. Great tackle there. He's going to be short of the first down.
He's getting up slow again. He's been tough. You know, he had to take that first play. He was down for a little bit, and then he dropped that pass, and he was a little slow getting up there, but he is still running tough here. He's a tough guy.
And there's that man again for the Palmetto Tigers, Paul Moore. Another play by Paul Moore.
Now
this is a big one here. You got to stay on side if the Tigers. Fourth and about a
no jumping. They may not call a play. They're just going to sit here and wait.
They're running wide with the quarterback keeper, Squitieri. Oh, big hit, and he drives forward for the first down.
It looked like 43. I know we've called his name all night here. Matela.
Yep.
Is that how you pronounce that? Looks like Matela. He had him, but Squitieri just either had better leverage or wanted it more and was able to push him back to get the first down there. Oh, look at that shot there.
That aerial shot tonight provided by the Manatee County Fair. Wingback Wells moves from left to right. Snap, fake, slant, incomplete pass. So a little bit of miscommunication on that. Looks like the receiver out wide might not have started out with a slant route, hesitate a little bit. Timing was off. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, I think the play was set up for failure. It was looked like a high snap that kind of threw off the timing of it and threw it a little low. But I think, again, like you said, the receiver wasn't on the same page too. So nothing good came out of that. So you live for another down here.
2nd 10. This time Squisteri steps up, throws the long ball, and that's going to be interference that time.
Did they throw it?
Now, did he throw the hat out there? No.
Or when you get a bad play like that, it sets up a play like that where you fake it and then throw the deep ball there.
First thing to look for is see if the runner runs out on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Or was he forced out of bounds? We might pick that up on the Arctic Air replay, but that's the.
They're talking about it here.
I remember an Ole Miss Alabama game. I know Jordan is going to be screaming down there in the press box where that absolutely happened. The Alabama receiver ran out of bounds on his own. Our Ole Miss receiver was forced out of bounds, came back, made a catch, got set up for the winning score, and very late call came out there, and they said that he had stepped out of bounds on his own.
So the ball's back on the 40-yard line. We can figure out what's going on here. We're kind of so it was an out and up, and he just missed him here. But it looked like he was in bounds, but they're back on the 40-yard line.
Well, look, the official pushed his hand, so it looked like an offensive pass interference call.
Okay, good pickup. I missed it.
Yeah, that's what
I missed it.
Everyone up here is wondering in the press box.
Yes.
So. Squitieri looks, rolls. Now he looks, throws it the late middle of the edge of the field. Ball hung in the air forever, but nearly threw his receiver open there. And that's Jackson Mullet once again behind the Tiger defense. Surprising.
Yes. Looked like they were both the receivers were well covered, but eventually, because he stretched the play out here, going to the right. Found a window, and it looked like they were playing man there. Yeah, they both were able to get open out there towards the edge there, but just missed him.
I watched Squitieri there, and he had his head and eyes to the middle of the field. And when I saw the pass go up, but he did a great job
picked
of
up
looking
those receivers.
Away.
Yes, looked them away.
Looked them away and
looking
threw it
those
out to the boundary.
safeties away. Yeah, that's a mature quarterback.
He got me from way up here with that. Terry now looks, throws it out there, Wells, and that's the younger tight end, and he goes out of bounds there, and he's going to be tackled at the 25.5. So just nearly the 25, just about the 25.5.
So we're looking at, is it fourth down? Third down. It's third down.
Well, they're giving the spot at the 25, fourth down, field goal.
42-yard field goal. You're going to kick this with it being 4th and 10. The only thing I see that could be a challenge is you're kicking. He's a left-footed kicker, and he's kicking from the left hash here.
Draw the ball into
that would play. I would think would play to his advantage. But we've got a timeout here for somebody. They're talking this through. That's a
Look
great
at that shot right there.
Yeah, it's like almost being in the huddle there.
That is fantastic. So, it is 4th and 10. Here, ball's at the 25-yard line. You're trailing in the game by 4. 2 minutes, 38 seconds here in the third quarter. Tom Porter. Tom Porter on the sideline.
Yes, sir.
There he is.
What do you do right here, Tom?
Well, I'd probably kick a field goal myself, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
No, we do not.
I think they're going to draw them off sides once, and then you would be looking at
37,
47-yard.
37.
Well, no, if you drew them off, right?
Yes.
If you drew
37, we're 42 right now.
Yeah. Even if you get a.
He's got to. Don't let him run 10 yards. He did. He's going to score a touchdown.
He is in for 6. Johnny Squitieri.
That's what you call.
Unbelievable.
That was a great call.
So there you go.
Couldn't draw that up any better.
I'm not sure if that was a great call or if that was just bad defense, to be honest with you.
I think the latter.
Oof.
I think that was
some poor tackling there.
Yes.
For those, Palmetto, it's very challenging here. We got this beautiful field here, but the Tigers were practicing, over at Palmetto Charter. Thank goodness for Palmetto Charter over there. And then we had a lot of the hot day warnings where it's too hot to practice. And the one that suffers from that is tackling. When you're not out there actively tackling, it's a habit. Mm-hmm. So. Oh, and there's a beautiful spot there by Squitieri. That was a low snap, a driving extra point there by Andrew Clayton. So with 2:26 here in the third, the Sarasota Sailors take a 30-28 lead.
And Brian, I think you said it early, just how they came out on the field, just how they were warming up and how confident they looked. Like we're going to come out here and win this game, and they're going to go down swinging here the way this thing's going. And right now they're looking pretty good.
Pretty sure this team lost to Booker by like 30 points, didn't they?
They lost 33-3 last week.
Oh.
Booker is a Class 2. They're a very good Class 2 program. They lost to Fort Meade, which is a Class 2 program too, and they played Manatee tough. So they came in here tonight with a chip on their shoulder. Like, we're going to shock the world here. We're going to show them we beat you last year. We're going to turn around and come in here and do it again on your brand new field.
They're definitely shocking our defense right now, that's for sure.
And if you look at it, the Ziegler was the expected weapon here, and Squitieri's been great running the ball. And that's another deep kick, so another great kick there by Andrew Clayton.
And another opportunity to keep Rockland Lodge from handling the ball. So mission accomplished for the kicking team of the Sailors.
Palmetto Tigers will start this one first and 10 from the 20.
I think this is the first time our Tiger offense has taken the field down, as we scored on the very first play of the game again.
That's right.
So let's see how they respond with some adversity here.
Clayton Dees is out there with Devon Thomas in the backfield. He's got two receivers on both sides of the formation. A little bit tighter here on the right side of the formation. Palmetto jumped on the right side, no call. And Thomas takes it, drives forward, absorbs a big hit, gain of about 6 on the play. Very fortunate for the Tigers. We had a false start on the receiver on the right side of the formation, not called. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, just a nice, simple run. We've seen that run go for 80 yards, but positive yardage is always a good thing.
Thomas again, stiff arm,
nice
gets the edge, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that stiff arm made the play.
And
we got a late flag here.
Late flag.
Oh, now who's going to get called this time, Tom? We got calls last time.
Looks like everybody's going to get called.
Yeah, what you got to watch out now is player ejections, where players would not be able to play next week. That is so unfortunate.
Oh, boy.
And that is not good.
And that happened on the Palmetto sideline over here.
They have got to get control of this game here. Yeah, you do not want to have half of your team not able to play next week because of fighting on the sideline.
And that's a play. Rarely do you come up with a hit, that's along those lines and then carry on the opposition's bench. If you have that kind of hit as a defender, you're usually doing that on your own bench.
Always have it on your side of the field. That's rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
So we'll
never
watch this again.
Offend on your own bench. Nothing here.
I mean, he pushed him a little bit, but into one of our players. But this, it starts right down there with those two, number 63 and number 24, start to jaw. And the umpire's right there in the middle, and And then there's another scrum starting there.
It appeared that somebody jumped over the fence, and police are escorting him out right now.
Probably a parent of one of the players, I would say. But really, looking at it, Tom, it's just a scrum here. You're not seeing, fists thrown or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just
and hopefully it's just that. The thing here with the players is it's on TigerVision, and whoever's in charge of the discipline and all that, it's right here in high definition. So you can't hide from this.
No, so.
Unfortunately, let's get this game back where it needs to be, out on the between the
lines on the field.
On the field, on the brand new turf.
Well, guess who was in the middle of that scrum keeping everybody safe? Old T. Roy Bellamy right in the middle.
How about
Of course.
That? Yeah, he was.
God bless him.
Yes.
He said the same thing. He said there were no punches thrown. It was all just push and shove in.
And that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And then you generally, and I'm not endorsing any.
So he just pushes him out of bounds here, and he's on the track, but it wasn't like he was pushing him out on the track. He just the momentum.
And then that's not much going on there.
No, there's some jawing.
Now the big problem is they drive down, they score, and then we have a penalty on our sideline. So it looks like we're being poor sports about it. They're getting hyped and jumping up and down over on the other sideline. So, I mean, we're really giving them the power in this game to take momentum right now.
Yes, that's a very good point, Tom. It's a very good point.
So, minute 50 on the clock here. Palmetto Tigers with a trailing 28. Sarasota Sailors 31 points on the board here. And just a pause in the action here.
Great camera work there. You gotta watch out, guy.
So really,
okay, they're talking it over here. They got calling the head coaches out. I see Rashad walking out to meeting up with the umpire, and here comes Josh. Got a little sprint going.
You guys will remember Sarasota coach had some interesting comments during Suncoast Media Day. I don't know if you guys recall that or not, about a certain rivalry over there in Sarasota. Kind of shocked us all, but he's a fiery guy. He's always got his team ready to play tonight. And
he's a Yale graduate with 2 master's degrees. He played in NFL Europe. He was in an NFL camp, and he played arena football. He's a competitor.
Brian, were you at Yale the same time he was, or no? You must have been a little before him.
No, I would spell that E-L-A-Y in my dyslexia, so I'm probably never going to make it to Yale. I'm going to say on, or I guess that would be no backwards, so no, not even close, Tom.
Oh, okay.
I'm very proud of my shorter
alumni
degree, but more importantly, my PhD, my Palmetto High degree.
Yes, that's the best one. And I'm very proud of my 2 classes I took at MCC. I think one was like Introduction to Physical Education, and the other one I don't know.
Well, you can thank my dad for that. He made sure that the campus was set up in Manatee County versus Sarasota County, and he was the chairman of the board out there at Manatee Community College.
That's right. That's back when all that happened.
But he didn't know you were coming down the road to enroll, Tom. But actually, Tom is very bright. He's been able to answer all of our sideline reporter trick questions over the year, and so we have to give him credit.
He's good at that. He
it's
can
too
hold
bad
us on.
Sideline questions were not a class when I was in school, because I really would have aced that.
See, that's the thing. It's all about curriculum, right? Now we're buying time here. So DeAndre Berry was making a very hard tackle on the sideline. Referee stands there, throws the flag, and then the pushing and shoving, and so that's a look at the sideline action there.
So look like they're getting close to resuming play here, where they can fight it out on the field between the lines. And
I like to see the refs do that. They pull the coaches out, the coaches pull their individual teams out, and just address it all and kind of hit the reset button,
I really hate to see that on a football field. makes it tough on the spectators, and it's tough for the families that are, the families that are involved, the student athletes, and safety and wellness,
and the potential disciplinary actions you may have to deal with.
Yeah, you see.
But it's settled back down. The Tigers got their offense. On the field.
Well, the officiating crew here, we haven't been able to get the call and see the ejections or anything like. We're looking down, and here in the press box, we're trying to have some of the folks with us in the press box see if we can find out if there were any player ejections here.
Yeah, they're talking about in the press box about player suspensions for next week.
So there was apparently one player, they're trying to identify who it was, that ran off of the Palmetto bench over and may have thrown a punch during the scrum. So they're trying to identify who that is.
Wow, minute and 50 seconds here in the third quarter. Very disappointing action here on the football field here.
And it's been a great game. I mean, we weren't expecting it to be so close, but for entertainment value, another track meet. If you love offense, whether it's the 100-yard dash Palmetto offense or the slow, methodical Sarasota, there's been a lot of it tonight.
And really a long, extremely long delay here, and we need to go to the videos of the clown juggling the balls, or old TigerVision great hit plays or great hits. At this point, we'd maybe look at some of those great Arctic Air replays from the past, but just a long delay here tonight under the lights here, and we have new lights here at Palmetto High School, the kind that you can turn off and on, and
yes.
You've got the beautiful new field here, and now we're sitting in the box.
And
it's like an atheist funeral, sitting in the box with nowhere to go. Here we are.
and the thing was, there's been penalties, but not a lot.
No,
and it hasn't been too one-sided one way or the other. It's been both teams and normal, just a well-called game by the refs, and they prevented this from getting worse. And
so Tom Porter, our Arctic Air sideline reporter down on the field, were you able to get numbers or any ejection status?
No, nothing. They were looking for something on the sideline, something green. I don't know what they were talking about. I was trying to listen in, but they didn't give any indication that anybody was getting thrown out.
Okay.
I think they're unable to tell. I'm sure, obviously, after review, they'll be able to find who it was and administer that for next week. But Coach Rashad West over here is just trying to calm everybody down, tell everybody, hey, just, get your head, keep your cool, and let's just get back and play football and do it on the field. We don't need to be chirping and getting into scrums. We need to – how many times are we going to say scrum tonight? Getting into fights and stuff. We need to just get back to the basics and start playing.
Yes, and Tom, that's a very good point. If you're a head coach and this is going on and you're thinking about your game plan and time and quarter and score, this is just got to make you pull your hair out, whatever you have left, and
is that Baraka Atkins right there?
It sure does look like him.
Looks like him.
Florida State.
Yeah, and he was
a heck of a player.
He was all world, buddy.
And he was I think he was at Booker head coach.
He was at Booker for a year or two, and then Dumica, his brother, was an offensive line coach for us for a few years under Coach Marino.
That's right. I remember that.
I was just thinking, Tom, while we have this break, we have these. We look at the football games, and we got a chance to look at the cheerleaders during the halftime show. But we've got cheerleaders out here, and they're amazing.
They were amazing.
Sometimes we didn't get the national anthem coverage tonight. Sometimes we miss things in our broadcast because of timing issues. But you look at the Palmetto High cheerleaders over there. I mean, they do a fantastic job for us week in and week out. You know, what people don't understand, one of the most high concussion sports, you know, up there, football is number 3, soccer is number 2, cheerleading is number 1. And people don't understand the courage and effort it takes to be a cheerleader. And we've got a fantastic group at Palmetto High School.
Well, I saw some of the Varnador grandchildren out running around during the halftime show dancing, and I feel confident in saying they did not get their moves from their dad or their grandfather, because I think that's some Smythe genetics over there that are coming through, because it definitely wasn't Varnador. I've seen the Varnadors dance, and it's not pretty.
I don't think you've seen me dance, Tom, or Abel.
I think so. Maybe not Abel. I've seen you dance for sure.
Okay, so.
But, you know, talking about the cheerleaders and stuff, you know what's crazy is, you know, my wife was a cheerleader, and she will tell you, so this is no secret, she there's nothing athletic about her. Back then it was rah, 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 sis, boom, bah. You know, pom-poms, kick your leg up every once in a while, maybe touch your toes. These girls are athletes now. I mean, they are doing running, somersault, back tucks. I mean, we had none of this when we were in school.
Yeah.
This is a whole other level.
Yes, they actually offer scholarships for college now for cheerleading. Yeah, it's changed over the years.
Well, thank goodness we are finally back to football here, a minute and 50. In the third quarter, Palmetto Tigers.
Is there an explanation for the placement of this ball, boys?
Yeah. How did we got some yardage out of that? Line. We got some yardage out of that. Good pickup.
Yeah. So there goes a run
straight ahead.
Straight ahead for a gain on the play.
So did we learn anything here, Brian?
What we learned there was 2 players, number 22 and number 23 for Sarasota, that were ejected, Nathan Prale and Gavin Frohager.
A linebacker and a defensive back.
What was that last name again, Brian?
Frohager. It looks like it's German.
Yeah, let me spell that for you.
You got number 75 down here. Looks like he might be cramping up a little bit. Getting stretched.
It's Frohager.
Frohager.
There you go. Common spelling.
Gotcha.
Senior defensive back.
Frauhig, no H-E-R. It's nice. But
so the Tigers were granted a 15-yard penalty. Oh, there's Tom on
granted
the
a penalty,
big screen.
And now it's good to see number 75.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm on TV. I feel like Kenny Burton. What's up, guys?
Look how good he looks.
Hey, we're big time now, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're just trying to get everything going back again. We're still trying to figure out the 48-yard line. I'm doing this report like it's just me, like ESPN, Saturday, you know, college football. Gators are terrible this year. Florida State's doing pretty well. And,
he took that opportunity.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Noel Nation. Everybody knows what's up this year. I mean, we got the national championship wrapped up, according to my buddy Dave.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you know, basically SEC's terrible. ACC's on top. Here we go, boys.
Okay. 2 more games on the schedule, too, there, Tom.
There's a long season still.
Now the Palmetto Tigers take this one from the 45-yard line. Oh, it's a run. It's Thomas. Gets outside, cuts it in, squirts forward for the first down. Great play by Devon Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that second effort. Looked like the defender was going to try to knock that ball, and he did a little spin move and was able to pick up the extra yardage, which was the first down yardage needed. So excellent run. He's had a chance to rest up here again, so he's back in business, catching a breather on the sidelines.
Dees tries to draw him offside, doesn't now. He looks, settles in, looks for the long ball. Now he steps up patiently, looking around, keeps his head down the field, turns up the sideline, shows good speed, gets to about the 34-yard line. So nice little pickup on the play.
Yeah, and I like how he handles himself in the pocket. It just reminds me, you know, when the quarterbacks say the game slows down, that's what I see in him out there. You know, he's just very calm and collective, and he was looking at those 2 receivers darting down the field, but it wasn't there, so he scooted to the right and picked up a few yards.
3rd second and 6 now for the Tigers. Thomas in the backfield. Dees waits to snap. Hands it to Thomas straight up the middle this time, driving forward close to the 29-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Brings up a 3rd and very short.
That's been a very effective play tonight, just running him straight ahead. And of course, he's broken some long runs tonight, but he has been the workhorse tonight for the Tigers. This is the long, sustained drive I've been talking about all night.
So he came up 2 yards short on the play. Correction for me. This time, Devon
there
Thomas
he goes.
takes it, gets out wide, nearly breaks a tackle down to the 15-yard line, 16-yard line.
But he will move the chains.
And that's Parker on the carry this time.
Oh,
so
Parker, yes. Parker, he has run well tonight.
Jamari in the game.
As a sub, he has just a good change of pace back.
Now back to Thomas. Man, he was flying through that hole.
Yes,
Spins to hold on to that ball, Thomas. And Devon Thomas is taken down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, if we can watch that replay, Brian, you picked it up. He just is sprinting through that hole there. He smells that goal line. And they're trying to knock it out, but they're not having much luck. You know, early on in the game, he was holding that ball out, and you haven't seen that here in the second half.
Well, what you've seen him do this half is he's hitting the hole with intensity.
Yes.
You know, he's not waiting for the blocks to be set up. He's getting in that hole, getting 2 to 3 yards past the defensive line of scrimmage before contact.
Yes. Yeah, you're playing Madden. It's called beast mode. He is definitely running full steam downhill here. And that's the thing too with this game, with these two backs. You know, which defense is going to be worn down the most here as we're heading into the last 12 minutes of this game.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Because I don't want to ruin my game.
And vaping and sports just don't mix.
Because I care about my lungs.
Because it's more addictive than cigarettes.
Because getting suspended doesn't look good on college apps.
Bro.
Because we don't know the long-term effects.
Because it's...
Palmetto drives down for the first down. Now it is 1st and goal for the Tigers. Knocking on the door here in the ASA Power Red Zone. 11:40 on the clock. And that's Edwards running hard. And you can see that in this, Devon Thomas has decided no more waiting for the plays to develop. I'm going to hit the hole north and south. And he's slight of build, but it's hard to find a guy like that. You know, it's hard to get your hands on somebody that he needs a very tiny space, and he's really flying through those spaces.
Yeah, that was his drive. That was probably Palmetto's longest drive based on what film I've seen all season. Just what the doctor ordered, puts them back in the lead, and he took over. He has taken over the game since they've had this drive here, and just willed that offense. They've just handed him the rock, and he's delivered.
Very important extra point here. Barry with a great snap. Hold is good. Kick is up and good. So now the Palmetto Tigers lead this one 35-31. 11:29 in the fourth quarter. What are we looking for here, Tom Porter? Would you like to see a defensive stop from the Arctic Air sideline?
Well, I was just going to say, you know, after the big penalty and the big scrum, the word of the night, to come back out right away, drive down, score like that, like punch them in the mouth, not literally, figuratively, and go right down and score is so important. Now, if the defense can come in, stand up, and stop them, mentally, it's a huge change of momentum, like we talked about earlier. Palmetto's offense was not looking too sharp until that happened, and all of a sudden they got some fire to them. So, sometimes these things work to your advantage, sometimes they work against you.
Yeah, they could literally stop and get the ball and just run the clock down and end the game. And
Great
we'll go
call
home a winner.
From Arctic Air sideline reporter. Get a hit out of Hit Lab as it drives down to the 2-yard line. That one's going to be fielded by Franklin Crawford, looking for a block. Doesn't find
Flag.
it. And he's going to be tackled at the 25-yard line. They'll stop his forward progress. But there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's out on the 38-yard line, so it happens somewhere away from the ball.
It's right here. It was number 32 for Sarasota against number 29 for us. And the penalty looks to be on Sarasota. Now, 29 looked like he tried to retaliate, but I didn't see another flag come in. So it may just be on 32 over there.
That's one of the captains there, Hayden McSwain.
Block in the back.
Block in the back there.
We're seeing 33 blocking in the back.
Right here, 30.
Yes. Yeah, there's a little yes. You picked it up, Tom. 32 and 29.
Yeah.
A little
after the play, flags down on that.
Yeah, he's talking to him afterwards. So.
And that one is going to go against the Palmetto Tigers.
Actually, offsetting, I believe.
Offsetting.
Okay.
Yep. They did get him on the retaliation, and Coach West was having none of it with his players. He was letting them know that he was not accepting that type of behavior out there. So even though it was retaliatory, you can't do it. You got to be smarter than that.
Especially in a close game like this.
If he went to Yale like Brian, he'd have known that.
Coach West, I'd probably give him the credit on that in a head-to-head contest, academic contest with Brian Varnador. But this time, the Tigers have a pretty good stop right there, so it's 2nd and 9.
One of the rare times they just did a running play to start the drive. They usually come out with a little flare, a little pass to make it a 2nd and short, but they're 2nd and long here.
There goes Wells, and this time he motions there. They run the big back up there, Ziegler, for a gain of about 3 on the gain.
Good stop for the Tigers.
Pretty good defense by the Palmetto Tigers. The game plan that I thought might happen for the game, you hand the rock to Ziegler 35, 40 times, which teams can do with a stout running back in high school. Looks like they follow that plan, but Palmetto Tigers stepping up.
Yes, so a lot of things they can do. We've seen the quarterback run for a first down, throw for a first down, even on busted plays here when we thought we had them.
Squateri takes the ball under center this time. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his left. He throws across his body. Good throw over there.
Great
on
coverage.
The sideline. And that will bring up the 4th down.
Again, caught in the coverage.
It had to be Davis over there.
Was it
we'll see. Let's maybe catch that on the Arctic Air replay. That was on the far
I saw
sideline, and we were looking through a lot of players there. So here to come, you do get a better look at it from home.
Yes. So he's throwing.
Oh, nice look, guys.
I saw 23.
23 in
front. But there was a defender right up there on the receiver that
Andrew Clayton, I believe. So.
Yeah. All right, a rare punt tonight.
Oh, low snap. His knee did not touch the ground.
He turned it over.
He kills the ball.
He turned it over, my goodness.
Rockland Lodge back there. He's all the way back to the 14, 13, looking for a crease.
This could be scary.
And he's turned
Here
up.
we go.
He's at the 25. Lodge driven out at the 26-yard line. Rock Lodge.
That looked like Peter Warwick back in the days of Southeast running around chasing a punt way down on the far end of the field. He flipped the field on that thing, but using the far side of the field and there was a window there and made a decent return out of a great punt.
You got to hate when the coaches say, we're just going to cover this punt, we're not going to go after it. And there's a bad snap. And he's got all the time in the world to sit back there and kick it, but
that's right.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
That's why
I mean, he flipped the field.
The great one, Rick Wells, says you go for it every time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Every time.
You don't need punters. They're obsolete.
Yeah, and Ken saying that looked like Peter Walker. I'm going to have to say it looked a little bit more like David Palmer Deuce, the number 2 from Alabama back in the day.
Yeah, and that's good, yeah.
Hey, look at that coach walking across the field from Sarasota. Check out the locks on that guy. He is.
That's Thor Miller.
Oh, he's got a mullet / perm going on that is just, man, he is.
I coached him in soccer when he and James were like 10 years old. He was the left guard on the Manatee High State Championship team 2011, played at McNeese State, which has the same artificial turf that you're standing on, Tom Porter, sideline reporter, and he can hit the fire out of a softball. I'm playing a doubleheader against him Monday night.
When you're playing with him, ask him if he ever gets crazy, gets like a flat iron and just flattens that hair out. It probably goes down to his waist.
It's always been like that. His hair's always been curly like that. He's a good guy.
Look at this. Parker tries to bounce it outside. Great tackle on the inside there. Man, what
great stop.
Is that 32 in there? We'll pick it up on the Arctic Air replay. That was tremendous hand strength there.
I'm so grateful for instant replay. 32.
Wow.
50, 32, yeah.
Man.
You had it, Brian.
Yeah, and that is Hayden McSwain, the senior, is really leaving it out here tonight in Palmetto.
Yes, there's a lot of that going on. You'll get some cramping here, hopefully. Yeah, he looks like
I'm not sure if that's a cramp or not. Number
ankle?
75 drove him, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they landed pretty violently right there where he's laying. So he may have an actual injury.
Looks like their ankle. Looks like they're working on his ankle.
But they are pulling that toe toward his knee, so that would usually be cramp.
There you go.
Yeah, he proved me wrong. He just jumped up and walked off.
You know what?
Robbie's got it under control. Oh, the Robbie cam. Yes.
There's no way. That 75 for them is Damian Diagrosso. He's listed as a 5'10", 265.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
looks
way.
A little bigger than that.
No way that man is 265
That was
pounds.
before he had dinner.
You know what football needs to do? They need to get that can of spray that soccer uses. You ever seen that where these guys are dying, they're flipping and flopping like a fish, and somebody comes up and sprays a little can of something on their leg and they jump up and run off the field? We need to get that for football.
I never.
I love soccer.
Oh.
Orange slices, Capri Suns.
Okay.
I love it. My buddy Mike Amiris wouldn't be happy with me.
Yeah,
for that,
lots of scoring. Well, I do wear the Palmetto girls soccer visor around.
Option. Got a good block, maybe.
Oh, nice block out there. And you could see that he got back just
Magwood.
Over the original line of scrimmage was Magwood.
Magwood on the block. That's our Magwood was blocking.
Thomas on the run.
Thomas on the run. You had said you were talking about the great block. It was Magwood.
And another strong-handed tackle out there by the Sarasota defender. Watch this. Just gets his hands in there.
Magwood blocking, and then, yes. Okay, Tigers got to convert this 3rd and 8.
Bradford Stow with that great tackle there. 3rd and 8 for the Palmetto Tigers. Clayton Dees has a wheel route on this side. Couldn't see it because he was under pressure. He's running. He's got the first down.
Got a lot of
45. He's at the 50. And he runs the over defender down into a 45-yard line. Clayton Dees.
You got to learn to slide, boy.
And if he picks up a block right there from number 2, man, he might have scored on that play.
Clayton, he's impressive. His foot speed, picked up a little bit of a tweak in that first game.
Yeah, that
he's
knee.
got a little wrap around the knee, but he's still going.
He's still running like it never happened. Look at that. He's just
stiff arm, big kid.
The only thing
that opens up when the quarterback gets going. The running game is going to open up there, and you can see that Thomas was able to get a big gain on the play. First down, Tigers.
Yeah, I think they just continue feeding him the ball here.
Well, you would have to – everybody out there on both sides of the ball has to be exhausted. And there's a high snap. Gets the ball down to Thomas. Tries to make one miss. Does. Drives forward for a 6-yard gain. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 is going to really open the playbook here. Palmetto should be in no hurry here with a little over 7:40 left. We want to score, but we're not in a hurry to score.
Second three for the Tigers, 7:29 on the clock. D's no hurry, hands the ball off, takes a big crease up the middle, driving forward, and that's Parker. So a little bit of the two-headed monster here at Palmetto High School. Jamari Parker gets in there.
The change of pace, and he's fresh. And these defensive linemen and secondary, they're winded, and he's running on some fresh legs there, and you can definitely tell. First and goal.
Ace of Power red zone, Palmetto Tigers first down and goal, and you have a false start.
And I think that's our offensive line's first one tonight. I think they played pretty error-free, if I'm not mistaken.
All the coaches are yelling, go, go, go. They're starting to go. They're up on their tippy toes, and he doesn't want to take that step. But, man, sometimes you can't stop.
Yeah. Been there.
Good news, it does open up the red zone. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, could have been a disaster.
Shaken out of a tackle and down, and we're going to have a loss of another 5 yards. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. But there is a flag down in the defensive backfield area.
Holding Tigers. So do you take the play or you take the penalty?
I think either way, because the hold is going to be about 8 yards down the field, I believe.
Yeah, that play was a disaster from the snap to the and then
and that's my, shotgun sets, tricky formations, first and goal from the 5 in the Ace of Power red zone, week after week. Saturdays and Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
You see these kind of mistakes made every weekend.
Yes, they're just pressing a little hard, and it just throws the timing off on the play. And it's lucky the Tigers didn't lose the ball. They did not turn the ball over. So that's the best thing out of this, because we can still get 3 points out of this if we don't score.
Still in the red zone, nice looking throw. Got a man out there, Rockland Lodge in for 6.
He has been quiet all night. I think he's just had the one catch for just a handful of yards, but hit pay dirt that time. And, you can stop him some of the time, but you can't stop him all the time. And that's how he has played all season.
See what the play design was there coming out of this.
I think it was just to throw it up. 50-50 ball.
A great Arctic Air replay. We might get the extra point in first. This is a very important extra point. The Palmetto Tigers with a 41-31 lead here with 6:32 in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a who wants it more play right there, guys.
Yes.
DeAndre Berry with a snap. The hold and the kick is up by Gonzalez. Dylan McLean with a nice hold on the play. Palmetto Tigers, 6:32 on the clock with a 42-31 lead.
Brian, I went over to talk to Coach Shaquille Harris before the game, and I said, Coach, tell me about your wide receivers and their play. And he said Rock Lodge has come out of nowhere. And I said, yeah, I talked to him on media day. We lost 3 D1 receivers, and I said, Rock, are you going? You got to step up. And he said, he sure has. And I said, it's got some of it's got to be the coaching, but he said, no, he has just really stepped up, and he that was a great play there. As we watch it again, great pass, and he's not the biggest guy out there, and he's taking it away from 2 guys.
Unreal. That you look at 4 defenders in coverage back there,
and Clayton Dees with a great pass there. No, he wasn't worried about throwing it to him. He said, I'll take the little guy every time. Just he wants it more. 5'9", 165.
Wow. One thing about Rock Lodge that you see, phenomenal. He was great in basketball.
Yes.
He's got quick feet, quick cuts. I don't know that he runs a 4.4, but he runs whatever he runs in every direction. If he runs a 4.45, he probably can run that sideways underneath the ping pong table. He's that kind of elusive.
He runs the 4.4 east and west, or 4.5 as good as he does north south.
Exactly.
Yes. He's got that.
Oh, that's gonna.
Oh,
and now he's trying to break out of there. Really, the coverage finally takes over there inside of the 15-yard line.
Well,
nowhere to go. And, you got a dynamic returner back in there in John Ford III, and amazing coverage by that Palmetto unit.
Yeah, what you're going to see here is he lets the ball hit this turf. It's brand new. It bounces straight up in the air, and then they have to go hunt it down. Palmetto's down there. Look, there's 6 people on the screen right there. He has no chance.
And so now Sarasota, trailing by 10, is 85 yards away, to tighten up the gap here.
This is where they're going to need a quick strike offense, and they have not been that tonight.
So I look for them to throw to one of the Wells brothers, maybe out of the slot position. This time he drops back, throws it out there, and he has Jackson Mullet out there for a gain up to the 19-yard line. A really good bend but don't break strategy there, keeping the clock rolling. It brings up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you're spot on, Brian. As we watch the replay, the clock is our friend right now. We'll let them dink and dunk this thing all the way down the field, and they're going to still have to score twice here, and we're going to have a chance to get the ball. So keep everything in front of you.
And that Caleb Matalau keeps flying around the full field with those dreads out of the helmet. Boy, looked like there might have been a little hold over there on the edge. Tries to throw the receiver open, harassed there. Really great play by Squitieri not to take a sack.
Yes, and whoever was harassing him messed that play up because he saw an open receiver and knew the worst-case scenario would be an incomplete pass, and that's ended up as the outcome here. But you just gotta sometimes you don't have to sack them. They talk about quarterback hurries and quarterback hits. Over the course of a game, it catches up.
So clock stopped on the incomplete pass here. It's 5:41 on the clock. It is a 3rd and 6.
2-down territory.
Squitieri looks, throws a little slip screen. It's nobody home.
14.
Closing the
Ryan
door.
Cotton.
There's Ryan Cotton, the 6', 175-pound senior. Sniffed that one out early.
Watch him come up here and make this play. Pops up right there. Textbook.
And we've seen Ryan Cotton.
Yes,
Ryan Cotton along with Davis, those guys play a lot bigger than their size. They come up and very physical.
So they have to go for this.
So this is it. You're going to put them all out here on this play. 5 minutes on the clock. Sarasota, the stoppage in play here it has to be a Sarasota timeout.
Obviously this is the game. It's 4th and 9, and they've run that slant has been effective. I'm trying to think plays that they've had that screen has worked well for them tonight on a couple of times. Quarterback runs. They dialed up a quarterback run and they scored a 40-yard touchdown. So there's some things they can do here. And there's an opportunity to donate here with that QR code. It takes a little bit of that moolah to put these things on. It can't be done for free. So if you want to help us out,
donate to TigerVision.
Donate to that TigerVision there. We made it real simple there.
And so now that brings up the most important play of the game. The Tigers have an 11-point lead here over the Sailors, 42-31, 5:20 on the clock. Now, here's what I would dial up on this one. You've been running the brothers in motion the whole game. You're looking at the Wells brothers I'm talking about. So you've got
there's a senior and a sophomore.
You got Scott Wells, and so the plays that you might look for here maybe to take that motion back and slip one out down the middle of the cover 2 perhaps, maybe run a scissors route or something. But here it comes.
He's going to sneak that thing. He's going to sneak it. He's going to get up under center and sneak that thing. Watch.
He's going to sneak it 10 yards.
For 10 yards.
Yes. Sneaking it.
Well,
He's going to sneak it for a touchdown.
They've had very good luck running the ball tonight. We can hear the crowd.
Okay, so here we go. Here Wells comes in motion. Now he comes out to the edge. And this time they're rolling to the left. Squitieri.
Looking.
And, nowhere to go. He's big hit.
Inbounds. 43 again.
That's Matalau with an increasingly huge hit Squitieri chose to jump vertically, still in the field of play.
Yeah, that was a legal hit. Watch Squitieri. He's in the middle of the field on the 20-yard line. He pursues, bam. Yeah.
That's your Arctic Air replay.
You got to protect yourself, buddy. Squitieri has to be the player of the game. Go ahead, Tom.
I told you he was going to try to sneak by there.
Yeah, but that's a straight-ahead sneak.
He tried to. I didn't say that. I didn't say he was going to sneak straight ahead. I just said he was going to try to sneak by.
Sneak. It's like Tom Brady. You go straight ahead.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Where's the mute button on that thing? Okay, we're going to go and that was an Arctic Air. Tom?
Yes, sir.
You're good, man. I know what you were meaning there.
Yes.
He has run around the edge for first down several times, sneaking around. I got you.
All right.
Tigers can put him away.
This time, hands the ball off to Parker, driving forward. Breaks a tackle. He goes for about a 9-yard gain here. Palmetto Tigers looking to close the door here in the ASA Power Red Zone.
Love to see that slow hesitation there, waiting for the blocks to develop there. He kind of just half speed and then hit it and got another 4 or 5 yards there.
Yeah, always a good formula with a fresh back in the end of the game, Tom. Sometimes that doesn't work early on. But Parker, you can see there's that jump cut again. Now trying to bounce it all the way wide. Steps up into the middle of the field. First down for Jamari Parker.
And he is running hard with those fresh legs. The offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. And the defense looks gassed, and they're playing right into the Tigers. They're just going to grind this thing out.
Making me a little nervous. He was kind of holding that thing like a loaf of bread out there and cutting back and forth.
Yeah, they were doing that earlier. The other back was doing that.
The backup was wanting to get his name out there. He wants to score.
First and goal from the 5 from the Manatee County Fair aerial shot. He drives forward, Link falls out, and there's the ball. But it looks like the Palmetto Tigers may have this one.
There was a Tiger lineman now, Johnny on the spot, I think. But
am I a prophet?
You called that, Tom. Second down. We got it.
Like I said, where was the mute button right before that, Tom?
We got a cramp here.
So hustling on the ball there. Watch this. I believe it was 71 that came.
Seven's back in running, and he's just trying to pad his stats there. And he just lost it himself.
And then
it just came out. Nobody knocked it out.
71.
The offensive lineman
hustling back. He had a block on the D end out there.
Jacob Stewart, 6'3",
Jacob Stewart with a huge play. Parker. They fake it with Parker. And Dees keeps it, and he's going to go to the 1-yard line.
But the beauty of this is
clock is running.
The clock is running. It is our best friend right now, and we're in no hurry here. We'll take a field goal, but I know they want a touchdown.
There's a shot of a Sarasota fan over there. Looks like he's watching paint dry over there or something. A very tough spot for the Sailors.
Yeah,
driving forward, easy sailing touchdown, and that's Parker. Jamari Parker.
He has done well tonight as the number 2 back. When we look at his stats at the end of the game, they're going to be quite impressive.
You know why he's doing so well? And we will never talk about these guys on TigerVision. I apologize to the parents and to offensive and defensive linemen everywhere. The game is won up front. DeAndre Berry plays the whole game as a center. He long snaps. He's having to run down on punt coverage, and things like that. And then at the end of the game here, you got a 280-pound guy making a key block there.
Yes.
And we need to mention them more. And Brandon Gonzalez with the extra point, up and good. The Tigers with a 48-31 lead over those Sailors.
Yeah, one thing about Palmetto, with all the transferring that's allowed, that we're always going to have kids, skilled position kids. If we have great offensive and defensive linemen, as we've seen in the past with our regional championship and Final Four runs, we're always going to be in good shape. And our offensive line, the reason they're scoring all these points, we have phenomenal athletes that are on the offensive side, and we have a great quarterback. But like you said, it's those offensive linemen making it happen. They're making it happen. There's no, that's just the way it is. And our defensive line has played much better here in the second half tonight. Still lots of room for improvement, but definitely heading in the right direction.
Get a kick out of Hit Lab, where competition creates intent. Successful players play with intent. Hit Lab. Throw hard, hit hard, and move fast. Hit Lab, located in Palmetto. Driving kick down to the 5-yard line. Fielded there. Up the middle, and then he's going to.
Oh, the ball, please.
Palmetto Tiger scoop. Not going to be
score.
able to score. Wells, number 80, with a saving tackle on the play.
Are you allowed to advance a kickoff in high school?
Yeah, a fumble you can, not a
fumble.
muff. Not a
okay,
muff.
not a muff. Okay.
I think.
You know, looking across the field, it doesn't seem that Sarasota brought many players tonight. It didn't seem like they have a lot of depth, and obviously that's showing here in the second half with the domination by the Tiger offense.
Really, when I looked at the active rosters on Max Preps today, it was pretty even there, Tom, 44 for the roster of the Palmetto Tigers, and about the same with the Sailors over there for the game at game time.
So we're going to get a good close-up view of this fumble here.
Check it out. Here he comes.
Oh, right.
Hat on the
right
ball.
there on the hat on the ball. Oh, can we get a number? He needs to be recognized. We're not going to get it. That was great camera work.
You know what? That's the young Stansel.
Evans.
Cam,
the other one. There's another one coming up.
Cam Staniel.
Oh, my bad snap. Oh, look at this. Yeah, just get down.
Smart play. Smart play.
And he slides down to keep the clock running, too.
Devon Thomas, smart.
That is a very heads-up dude there. I don't know if they're yelling at him or what, but
there's a lot of we in that play. As a I player, you don't want to take that kind of yardage loss to your stats.
Oh yeah, he's taking a hit.
That is for we and not me. That is wonderful.
That might get him below 10 yards of carry tonight. You know, he's hurting his stats.
There's a penalty on us. Something having to do with the ball. Right after the player slid down, stood up, the ref threw the flag and pointed at us like somebody maybe had thrown the ball, kicked the ball, something. I don't know. I don't know what that was about, but we got a penalty.
Well,
delay a game maybe.
We have
delay a game.
That's what he called delay
by
a game.
Spinning the ball or something like that. I don't know.
We got a different quarterback in, Brian.
Driving the ball out. Nice run. That is 84 there for the Tigers. That's Cam Stanzel after forcing the fumble. Now seeing action. Now here's the quarterback that started out as the number 2 in the season, and that is Dylan McLean. He's a 6-foot, 185-pound junior. It's good to see. You know, I think he took a big hit above the shoulders in the first game in the game against Gibbs. Good to see Dylan out there.
I think he quarterbacked against Jesuit when they gave the Jesuit Tigers a run in the spring.
Yeah,
and they played him pretty good.
It's funny to see 84 Stansel back there in the backfield. Nice jump cut. He drives
watching
forward
him score.
to about the 12-yard
He's getting ready to
line.
score. Yeah, it is funny watching him back there.
He's like
a wide receiver back there.
I'm a wide receiver, running back, quarterback, freshman. You know, brother,
making varsity plays.
That's how it goes. Brother has made Evan Stansel, number 9's made some big tackles tonight. Little brother Cam is coming into the game having a great performance. Look at this.
Yeah, Stansel family's been around Palmetto football for about 200 years, man.
Yes.
They are pillars of this football program.
Yes, they are.
You know, between Kathy Stansel and Butch Stansel, two of the best people in Manatee County.
Absolutely.
Great Palmetto family, great tradition. McLean, high snap. Stansel gets the ball again and stretches the ball out to the 10-yard line. And so, the marker over there said 4th down.
Yeah, I think I think they weren't going to. Based on with how much time, they're not going to try to run the score.
Yeah, and really, the progression of not being able to do a thing is from the big loss. Really, a heads-up play by Devon Thomas. Unfortunately, there was the penalty, which stopped the clock. Otherwise, this would have already been over at this point.
Great shot of the cheerleaders. They've had an active night. 49 points on the board. Makes it easy for them.
Well, I think it's important on a night like this where the coaching staff here at Palmetto and the players, they don't feel very good about this this performance tonight. Obviously, we're up 18 points, which is great, and it looks like it's going to be a win for sure. But that's a good sign that they score 50 points and they're not happy. You know what I mean? Like they know this wasn't their best night and that we could do much better than this.
I'm interested in your interview with Coach after the game to see what he's got to say.
Yeah, we'll have the interview and then talk with Troy Bellamy with the statistics coming in from our Atlanta studios. Stephen Johnson, been a busy man up there in Atlanta tonight.
He's had to work hard tonight, Johnson.
I can see 2 or 3 erasers and a couple pencils, number 2 pencils, and several bags of Funyuns going down tonight in Atlanta.
Mountain Dew,
absolutely on the menu tonight.
Wait, wasn't Steve Johnson a CrossFitter? I thought he was a CrossFitter. Wasn't he working out in an abandoned warehouse not too long ago?
Yeah, he was. That was a great thing, man. That was a great thing. Steve's a great friend and a tremendous athlete.
He could shoot that basketball back in the day.
So
come in shooting on the stands. That's where he would warm up. He was out in the stands, not under the basket layups.
Did you guys ride your bikes over to the courts every day, or what was the deal with that?
No, we jogged. All right. So with the clock going to zeros here, the Palmetto Tigers with a very hard-fought and long football game with a 49-31 point victory. So we're going to have things, Coach Rashad. We're going to have him on the sideline.
I'm going to try. I've got a leash here tonight, so I'm going to do my best.
Tom, there's a reason the word try sounds a lot like the word cry, doesn't it?
I'm going to cry. That was good.
All right, Tom. He's going to try.
Great camera work. The camera guy's over there.
There's a difference between will and do. Try was not one of them.
I was going to say try sounds like cry, and cry sounds like oh my, which is Mick Hubert from the Florida Gators. So I'm assuming there's some correlation there.
Yeah, he retired did pretty good. He had a pretty good winning percentage on that thing.
Yeah, he was probably the second best in the state of Florida.
Well, Deckerhoff did get his undergraduate degree from the University of Florida, where he developed all his skills.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's correct.
Oh.
Okay.
It started right across the bridge at WTRL.
That's right.
Back in the day.
So down at field level, Coach Rashad West, he's got to be tired down there. A very hot and humid night. We had the one incident on the sideline there. Troy would give us some detail on that a little bit later. But really, all in all, a very hard-fought game tonight.
Definitely. They made it a game just like the Manatee game. They ran it tough into the fourth quarter before they finally got wore down. So a lot of the same stuff happening. They are probably one of the best 0-4 teams in the state. I think you guys would agree with that. They are a tough-notch, well-coached team. And if they somehow figure out how to make our regional playoffs, I don't know if I'd want to play them.
No, that team came out with a lot of fire coming out of that halftime. We're going to take it down to field level.
I'll take them. We just need a good scrum,
That was, if you think about turning point of the game.
That was it.
That was it. And it was on our side of the field. They settled down and played.
Not sure if you guys were able to hear Coach through the camera over there or not, but the thing about Coach West is he doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. He's a very mellow, even-keeled kind of guy. When we did interviews for the coaching spot, that really impressed me a little bit, trying to rattle him with some questions and stuff, and he's just so cool and calm. And I think in that scenario after that big fight, they needed that. They needed that level head of Coach West here. He's coming up now. Coach, 49 points on the scoreboard. I mean, it's a win. It's a good win. But there was a sense of dissatisfaction by you and the coaching staff about the performance tonight. Talk about the Tigers, what they did right, what they did wrong.
What we did wrong is we didn't get enough stops in the first half. And we just didn't capitalize on some of the things we had offensively in the first half. But it's a four-quarter game. And I thought we played pretty well in the second half. Defensively, we got off the field. And offensively, we were able to be physical and use our offensive line. That's not what we're known for, but we got some good players up there, and they did a great job in the second half to get a victory.
The word of the night was scrum after the big play here out of bounds and the penalty against Sarasota. That seemed to turn the tide with that offense to drive down. We responded immediately and drove down. Talk about your response to that. Was there anything different you guys were saying to the kids, or did the kids just get motivated as a result of that?
Well, I didn't really see what happened on the sideline, but obviously it was a penalty on both teams, and we can't have that. We've got to be better, hold our composure, and I'm sure Coach is saying that to those guys. But our guys start feeding off that, and that gave them a little bit of energy, and gave the O-line some energy up front, and we were able to start leaning on them, on that drive and finish out the second half in the ball game.
Early in the season, we're still trying to figure out who the Tigers are. I'm sure you're still trying to figure out who the Tigers are with our off-season issues we had. Who are the players that stuck out to you tonight in this game that really stepped up and helped, secure this win?
I think both lines of scrimmage we played well. The offensive line, we've got some older kids, and the defensive line stepped up, and I thought our linebackers played well. They responded to some adversity they had last week. So I think both lines and the linebackers played well. When we needed it at the end to kind of seal the deal, our quarterback and our receivers played pretty well. But it was a team win, a total team win.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Guys, Coach West, obviously, like I said, he's even-keeled. He liked some of what he saw. He didn't like some of what he saw, just like we did. You get the vibe from him. He's just an everyday guy. But the X's and O's, they responded when they needed to. The big fight, and he got everybody back under control. I don't think there was too many personal fouls after that by either team. And we were able to drive down, I think, 2 different times, almost full field drives there and score and really put this game out of reach for the Tigers.
Thank you much. A very good game by our Arctic Air sideline reporters tonight. Special thanks to Arctic Air, Scott Whitaker over there, Arctic Air longtime sponsor. Coach talked about the offensive and defensive line. Some of the plays tonight, defensive line, Cameron Kennedy. He's a little undersized, but 250 pounds, sophomore, made a lot of plays out there and plays all over the field. And I was impressed. I am very impressed with the new offensive strategy, the scheme, the system here. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Troy Bellamy, and let's talk about the statistics here.
All right, folks, a rousing victory for the Tigers, getting back on track after a 49-31 victory. The game can be summed up as a tale of two halves. As the first half, both teams were on fire. Palmetto had 34 carries for roughly 300, almost 300 yards in the first half. They end up the night, the first half, let's start with that. Palmetto had 339 yards of offense, and they ended the game with a total of 450 yards of offense. And so that was the tale of the two halves there for them. Sarasota had 332 yards in the first half of offense and only ended the game up with 340 yards. So they only gained 8 yards in the second half. They just could not get on track the way they had done in the first half. Perhaps it was the break in the game and the pushing and the shoving that kind of threw them off. But actually the second half was a lot more conservative. It was a lot more football. That was a strategy that was being employed. So, again, it's a tale of two halves. Clayton Dees was super efficient, although he didn't have a big night that we're accustomed to. I think Sarasota, you got to give them credit for doing a good job. Anytime you can hold Rock and Lodge down to maybe, he just had one touchdown, one catch, but it was a huge touchdown. But you still give up 450 yards of offense and 49 points. And so that tells you that the other guys are stepping up. The team really has that explosive nature, the propensity for the big play, and that makes a lot of things happen for the offense. Defense got just enough stops. I mean, again, you got the young defense. You hold Sarasota to 7 points in the second half, 8 yards of total offense in the second half. That goes a long way, and I think the defensive coordinators and the coaches and the players can hang their hats on that film and say, hey, listen, we're getting better with every snap. Again, you're looking at a team that's starting sophomores and guys that have never played varsity football, especially at this level. The schedule sets up very difficult, but again, if they continue to grow and get better every day with each practice and with each game, I think this is, it's hard to stop a team that can put up 49 points on you and their best player only has one catch. So, again, running the ball, just being on the sidelines for a bit of the second half, you could hear the offensive line start saying, hey, run behind us, coach. Let's get to it, coach. And they got physical in the second half, and they just ran that ball. Again, 450 yards of total offense, 425 of it on the ground. Amazing. Big victory tonight, getting back on track. Tigers take the victory 49-31.
Great. Kenny, you have any closing comments?
Yeah, just real quick, because Troy covered it. We needed to find answers on defense. I think we saw that on the second half. We've We talked about number 60 on the offensive line stepping up, having a good game. The linebacker number 40, Madeloff having a good game. Colton Davis in the secondary. There were others, but I think we found some answers, especially that second half. Sustaining drives on offense, 400 yards rushing. You're going to win most of your games there. And again, special teams, the continued success we had that tonight.
Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Palmetto Tigers' last 2 games out, 91 points on the board. That usually is a winning formula in high school football. The Arctic Air post-game wrap-up. Tonight's final score from Harley Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers 49. The Sarasota Sailors 31. The Tigers have a bye week next Friday, September the 22nd, and will be broadcasting the next scheduled game on Friday, September 29th, as IMG Academy's White will come to Palmetto High School. Please keep in touch for any schedule updates on or notifications by going to our YouTube landing page, TigerVision at Palmetto Tigers. We again thank the #1 fans in the world for watching TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. One town, one team, go Tigers.